Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement.
No one knows for sure, but 100 years later, the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum opened in Cooperstown and has done a great job of balancing the myth with the historical record.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now declare the National Baseball Museum.
Southwest Florida, are you getting the most out of your Medicare benefits? Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. With the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage Plan, you get more for your Medicare dollar, including benefits like vision, hearing, dental care, and much more. Take advantage. Call United Healthcare today at 1-855-608-8763. That's 1-855-608-8763. Benefits, features, or devices vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options.
With the smartest thinkers out there about the country and where we're going. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast. You can subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, FoxNewsPodcast.com, or wherever you download your podcasts. This new show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me. Subscribe to the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to FoxNewsPodcast.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News.
I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Democrats in Congress and the White House are trying to figure out what's acceptable enough to get passed in their big social spending bill. It's clear by now President Biden and progressives aren't getting everything they want.
Cuts are essential if Democrats are going to get anywhere with their original $3.5 trillion spending bill. Liberal Democrats want it all, but can't have it all. They must whittle down their massive spending package. What makes the cut and what is on the chopping block?
The fact is that if there are fewer dollars to spend, there are choices to be made. So mostly we would be cutting back on years and something like that.
Trimming the length of some programs is one option to save money. New York Democrat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez implores congressional leaders to maintain funding for immigration, public housing, and public transportation. Progressives still want to spend $3 trillion.
Fox's Chad Pergram. Police in Kongsberg, Norway, say a Danish man who killed 5 people with a bow and arrow, wounding 2 others as a convert to Islam who was known to them as a radical. Norway's Prime Minister Ernest Solberg translated here.
Our thoughts go first and foremost to those affected and to those closest to them. Police have arrested the perpetrator. They are now investigating what, how, and why this happened. All necessary resources have now been put up.
The shootings were in several locations, some at a supermarket. The House committee investigating the January 6th riot at the Capitol has subpoenaed a former Justice Department attorney, Jeffrey Clark. A Senate report finds he supported then-President Trump's attempt to have the DOJ overturn election results. What was President Reagan's ranch in California is among the properties now threatened by the wildfire burning west of Santa Barbara.
A number of ranches have structure protection, but some of the buildings there, we understand, have been damaged, possibly destroyed. The firefighters say this is going to be a long haul, possibly a 3-week fire, based on what they've seen in the past.
John Palmentary with Fox 11 Los Angeles. America's listening to Fox News.
When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
Good Thursday morning, Southwest Florida. Taking a wide look at Lee County. Things pretty much up to speeds on the roads. But do want to point out, heading northbound on Tamiami Trail, right as you pass Pagefield Airport, I am seeing a bit of a slowdown. It's getting better as the morning goes on, so don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. Also in Estero, we do have some construction. So if you're heading westbound on Corkscrew from Ben Hill Griffin all the way to Three Oaks Parkway, the left lane is blocked by that construction, so expect some minor congestion in that area as well. 41 and 75 for the most part, though, looking great. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A couple days of record-tying heat ahead for your Thursday and Friday. Temperatures today pushing back to 92 degrees, and while we're trying to start out your Thursday, we will be looking at some isolated rain developing as we head into this afternoon and into early this evening as some moisture pushes from east to west across the area. Things wind down after about 9 p.m. tonight. We're left with another dry start as we head into your Friday morning. 73 waking up tomorrow, another high near 92 degrees with more isolated rain in the afternoon. The weekend ahead for Saturday looking mainly dry, still warm with the high of 91, but we could see a weak front pass through for Sunday, which will bring us a chance for more isolated rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain. Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back, 596 BACK. That's 596-2225.
In case you're wondering, World Smile Day is in October, but at Closet Factory, we're celebrating all month because along with time, space, and peace, smiles are our specialty. We make sure some space in your world is put together, stylish, like all is right, and according to Smile Science, is a feeling that makes people smile. Know what else does? $250 in free accessories with any new storage solution from Closet Factory. All smilin' October long at Closet Factory and ClosetFactory.com.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
Marty.
What?
They've all gone mad.
Who?
Victory Lane Chevrolet.
Where?
On the corner of Fowler and Winkler.
How?
During Moonlight Madness, Victory Lane's paying overbook value for trades, giving crazy discounts on new Chevys, and they don't scare customers away with insane high-pressure sales tactics.
Why? Why would they do that?
Because, Marty, you do. It's Moonlight Madness at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Get over book value for your trade and save thousands on new Chevys. Plus 0% financing for 72 months on select new Chevys. And current Costco members receive an additional $1,000 off MSRP on most new Chevys in stock. And your credit pass can't haunt you anymore with our goal 100% credit approval. Don't miss Moonlight Madness at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
0% equals $13.89 per thousand finance. With approved credit on select models, all rebates to dealer cannot combine offers. Costco members must provide proof of membership. Expires 10/31/21.
If you needed heart surgery, who would you call? A doctor who's done it every day, or a doctor who's done it once a year? The same is true about your erectile dysfunction. At the Fort Myers Men's Clinic, our Florida physicians focus on one thing: solving your ED. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, prostate cancer, these all contribute to your ED. And our physicians at the Fort Myers Men's Clinic know how to solve your problems. We have over 50 different custom formulations tailored just for you. You get to try the medication containing FDA-approved ingredients right in our office. Your total cost for the consultation, test dose, testosterone, and PSA test is only $99. If the test dose doesn't work, you pay us nothing. So you have absolutely nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Call now. 239-317-7777. That's 239-317-7777. And move from skeptic to believer. 317-7777, 317-7777, or online at FortMyersMen'sClinic.com.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Available at Navage.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program. and certainly subscribing to the podcast, which you could do very easily. Simple. It's so simple. Even what was the old expression? What was the old commercial? It's so simple. Even why am I drawing a blank on that? Don't you remember that commercial? That it's so simple. I keep wanting to say even a cat can do it, but that's not what it is. It's so simple.
Caveman.
That's it. The cave. What was I thinking? Cat. It's so simple. Even your cat can do it. If the cat
Cats don't do much, man.
I was just gonna say if your cat truly cares, which your cat really doesn't. Your cat barely cares that you're in the house. It knows that you're feeding it, and that's really all it's about. It's just
That's
about
all it cares about.
all a cat cares about is that now dogs. Let me tell you about dogs. Dogs are loving, caring, loyal. Oh man, Hey, I'm starting battles already this morning. Do I really want to go there? Do you want to start this? I mean, it's Thursday. It's the day before Jake Day, the day that Jake completely checks out of this program. And maybe you just want to go there because tomorrow doesn't really matter. I mean, nobody's going to really hardly hear from you tomorrow. So do you want to do the cat and dog thing right now?
I've never seen a cat, completely rip a wall off or a door.
Oh, you mean like the way a dog will get upset about something and then chew its way through a wall or scratch at the door or something like that?
That's pretty common.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. So we've started off the day with dogs versus cats and having that. We could go to the next time. That leads perfectly into Joe Biden yesterday, the competition between blaming everybody else and blaming this government and this administration, which doesn't happen. See, so it's you can blame, you see, you got a dog and a cat, and you got scratches on the walls. You've got stuff that's destroyed, pillows ripped apart and everything. Now, you can either decide to say, as the dog would look at you, and the dog gives you that cute, beautiful, soft, fluffy face, and it just says, I didn't do it, the cat did it, right? Or, for comparison, you can have the sometimes questioned about senility or senileness, or however that looks at Joe Biden, who steps up to a microphone and says, with that cute, fluffy, puffy face that's been, they've been worked on a couple of times, but that's besides, and the hair thing. We're not going there. Who steps up to a microphone and says, hey, listen, it's the private sector, it's private companies, it's everybody else's fault, it's not my fault. Who are you going to believe, right? So in the case of the dog versus the cat, somebody just texted and said you can't herd cats.
It leads me to my next question.
Okay. What?
Are Democrats more like cats or dogs?
Are Democrats? That's the question of the day, everybody. We're starting off. This is really good. Let's start this way. All right. Are Democrats more like cats or dogs? 239-479-5592. Make your case. And the best case that is made for whether Democrats are more like cats or dogs will win absolutely nothing, but have the satisfaction of knowing that we have mentioned them on the air or the possibility of them making their way onto the airwaves here in Southwest Florida. That's a big one. So everybody knows that if you've got a dog and a cat in the house and the dog looks at you and says, and gives you that face as if to say, I didn't do it, everybody knows you take the dog side and the cat gets blamed for everything.
What?
When Joe Biden walks up to a microphone and says, hey, listen, it's private companies. They're the ones that are causing all the issues with the economy and inflation and, well, it's not really inflation in the economy. It's the supply chain. It's not being able to get the Teddy Ruxpin with the Kung Fu grip for Christmas for your kid. That kind of thing. You may not get it. It's everybody else's problem. It's not my fault, and it's not my administration, to which everybody looks at Joe Biden and says, what are you talking about? You did this. So we're going to play some audio from yesterday because he just blamed private companies for everything that's going on at our ports. But is that really the story? Is that what's happening? All right. Rose in Fort Denard said rats or snakes. You would compare Democrats to. Okay, but those aren't the choices, Rose. The choices are dogs or cats. All right. Cats are sly, dogs are cute, fluffy, and innocent. Democrats are what their mascot says they are. I don't know what that means. All right, we'll get to more text.
Their mascot's a donkey?
You see that? I get it with their mascots. Okay. Well, that's their symbol. It's not a mascot. I mean, it's not like they do. Wait a minute.
Might
I don't
as
know.
well be.
I don't know if mascot is the right word. I don't think that like during the DNC, the Democrat National Convention, it's like dun, 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 a big donkey, some guy dressed up in a donkey outfit. Or actually, it doesn't even have to be a guy dressed up in a donkey outfit. It could be Joe Biden. See what I did there? All right. So yeah. All right. We're off to a weird start today. Woo.
Be a weird looking donkey.
All right. So, look, Joe Biden wants to blame everybody else. He doesn't want to blame this administration. I don't know how many times you can say it, how many times you can see it. It's very simple. It's plain as whatever's on your face right now. And in Joe Biden's case, it's probably Jell-O. Come on, everybody. I have no idea why I'm starting this way. That the more government gets involved, the worse things become with this administration. We are trying to have smaller government, less government. Man, if you went back to the Constitution and our founding, it's amazing how our founders said, we would like to have a ginormous federal government with teeny tiny states and little bitty people. I said no founding father ever. It doesn't work that way. And so the more we see the intrusion of the federal government in our business, the worse things get. You've got inflation, rampant inflation. You have people that are not working. They're not showing up. You don't have the truck drivers to be able to go to the ports to pick up all of the different containers that are sitting at the port, let alone what's going on offshore with all the ships. Why are they not working? Why do we have so many people that are not working in this country right now? Oh, it's because COVID. No, it's not all about COVID. It's not. It's all about the fact that the federal government is in competition with the marketplace. And they're getting involved in areas. It's almost as if it's planned. I mean, you can't have the immigration crisis along the border, an inflation crisis that's going on right now, a crisis at the gas pump, all of these crises happening all at the same time in less than 10 months, in less than a year from this administration. And you can't tell me that that's not planned. You just can't. It's planned. And when Joe Biden starts off the conversation about supply chains, and private companies, and port delays, and he starts off by saying,
I'm joined by the executive director of the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach, Gene Soroka, and Mario Cordono. I apologize, Mario.
Yeah, okay. So he can't even say the people's names, the people from the ports. I guess he had different individuals that were there talking. Oh, he had people from the International Longshore and Warehouse Union and others that were there to talk about what they're going to do along the ports. Hey, listen, here's an announcement that the LA port has agreed to move to a 24/7 schedule for operations. That could speed up the offloading capacities. Shouldn't they be doing that anyway? Shouldn't they be? But, it's interesting because the assumption is that if you speed up a 24/7 schedule for operations to offload and get things to the containers off these ships and onto the shore, the problem is you don't have the truckers. There's nobody to drive the product. And people are having such a hard time driving as it is because of all the regulations. Again, the government gets involved. You've got all these regulations, stifling regulations on truckers. You have all of these different issues. It's like a domino effect. All right, let's go to some calls. All right, before we go to some calls on the supply chain issues, Daryl's waking up early with us in Cape Coral, and he's just like, listen, this is simple. Cats and dogs. What's going on here, Daryl?
Good morning, Drew. Good morning, Jake. I just wanted to make a comment as to which I thought the Democrats were.
Yeah.
And before I give you my answer, I want to say I'm not disrespecting cats in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, we like where this is starting out.
Yeah, they are more like cats because cats lay around and do nothing all day long.
Okay.
Dogs are protectors, compassionate, and loyal, and that's why they take dogs to assisted living and nursing homes.
Yeah, they don't take cats. How come a cat? How come they never take a cat over to an assisted living home and when they want to hang out with some folks that are just like, hey, I'd love some companionship right now. Oh, here's Fluffy the kitten. They never take a cat.
Oh, Fluffy the kitten is sleeping somewhere. That's why they can't find him.
All right, man, Daryl, we're causing too much trouble this morning. It's too early to get into this. All right.
Hey, it's one day away from Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, let's hope it's not too freaky. All right. Boy, we have started some trouble today. Hey, listen, I'm running with it. I'm running with it all day today because that's the kind of mood I'm in. When you get so angry and you're so upset with certain things that are happening in the country and what Democrats, Marxists are doing. I know it's so hyperbolic. There he goes again, calling Democrats Marxist. I'm a Democrat and I'm not. Well, yeah, really? Well, you should check your party. You get so crazy that you just, it's silly time. That's it. You've lost your way. All right, Justin's in Fort Myers, and Justin wanted to talk about the supply chain issues. Go ahead there, Daryl. Justin.
Hey,
Bob,
Steve.
Good
morning, Drew.
Yeah.
Good morning, Drew. How you doing?
Oh, I'm. You can tell. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yeah, my thing is too about the supply chain issues. It's like yesterday or the day before when they had that White House press briefing, they talked about, we've been working on this for months. So you mean to tell me it took you months to figure out to leave the light on?
Yeah,
could you imagine being out here in the private sector?
Yeah.
We are in the private sector. We're business owners and things like that. And guess what? When you get behind, you work Saturdays, you work longer hours, you come in late, or you come in early and stay late. And it's like, hey, we just now figured out to leave the light on.
Yeah, and
you're right. This is not incompetence. This is on purpose.
Yeah, it has to be. This all has to be on purpose. You can't tell me, and I'll tell you why. If you're asking, well, give me the reason. Why would they do something like this on purpose? You ready, Justin? It's real simple. Take this to your friends today. I don't know where you work, but tuck this in your back pocket, and if somebody says something, here's what it is. Let's say you wanted to pass one of the most outrageous, huge, expensive bills that Congress has ever seen. That is going to fundamentally transform the country, and nobody wants it. But you've got to have it, because the only way that you're going to get your agenda, your progressive Marxist agenda that nobody's on board with, you want to get it passed. Because if they found out what it was and the destruction of this economy and the destruction of this country fundamentally, that they would be no way supporting it. How do you pass it? Here's what you do, Justin. It's simple. You force the most amount of pain on the American people that you possibly can. You manufacture the most pain that you can so that the only thing that the American people can do is to turn to an all-loving, all-knowing, omnipotent government and say, help us. And then you sell what you're trying to push on the American people as if it's what's going to save you. You give them the hurt, so that they'll turn around and say, you got it. Where do I sign? How's that sound?
Well, let me caveat on that. For
first, you got to tell me. First, you got to tell me how awesome it is. Just go ahead and say it.
That is pretty.
Okay,
pretty
good.
awesome.
I just want to straighten that out. All right, good.
Yeah, the exact point is this. You're right. What they have done is they've started so many fires intentionally that it's almost impossible to put out. With the border crisis, the Afghanistan withdrawal, the healthcare issues that they're always bringing up, the 9 or 10 or 11 million jobs that are open right now that they created by paying people to sit at home and do nothing.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court packing the unconstitutional things that they're doing when these higher courts come up and say, no, you can't pass an eviction moratorium and things like that. They have started so many fires on purpose that it's damn near impossible to keep up with on a daily news cycle.
Yeah.
And they're doing that on purpose. So literally, it just falls off the page the next day. We go on to the next thing.
No, you're right. And, I would ask Democrats, and listen, Justin, thanks for the call. Have a great day, okay, my friend? 239-479-5592. And I would ask this for you Democrats that are out there. Tell me, what do you love about this country? And I'm being dead serious. Like, what do you love? Because I might make the suggestion that, and look, I'm not being hyperbolic. I am asking this question in all seriousness. If you're a Democrat, I don't want to argue with you. I just want to know. When you have, I have friends that are Democrats. I've said this before. The closest people in my life, friends, are Democrats. I hate it. I hate their ideology. We know at the end of the day that we can still trust each other in our friendship that we've had. But I'm still trying to change them. They try to change my mind. I think I'm getting closer to doing that because of the results of the policies that you see. I had a conversation 2 days ago with my buddy asking that simple question. Are you glad that the mean tweets and the mean orange-haired guy's gone? When you look at what is happening in the country and you can't deny what's happening. And it wasn't like, yep, absolutely. I would take what we're going through right now over mean tweets. No. He hedged a little bit and thought about it and tried to him and Hans spin around it, but ultimately you can't confidently walk and look walk into the situation and look and see what's happening in the country and say, yeah, I feel good about what's going on. But you see all the things that are going on, and I would love to hear from a Democrat, 239-479-5592. And I say, I'm just wondering, what about the country do you love? Because you're seeing every destruction of everything that we are fundamentally, what we truly care about. I mean, when you have people who are in the state of Florida who are going to liberal left-leaning media outlets and telling you, listen, they're saying to you specifically, I just want to let you know that I used to be a Democrat in the state of Florida. I am now a Republican in the state of Florida. I've changed my party affiliation because I have come from a socialist communist country and I see exactly what's going on here that I left there. And I'm worried and I need somebody to make sure this stops. And that the praise of socialism that continues and government welfare and ways to be in your business is exactly why many people, including Hispanics in the state of Florida, have fled certain communist and socialist countries. And now you come to find out through voter registration in the state, and we're going to mention that coming up more in just a little bit, that we're getting closer and closer to a flip in this state for the first time ever of more registered Republicans and Democrats, and Hispanics in the state are leading the way. All right, 239-479-5592. I love that I'm seeing all these calls this morning. Leslie and Jerry and Brian, stay there because I'm going to take a break. And when we come back, I want your calls. We're going to talk about this. Yes, there are people that, so Jake started a whole lot of trouble this morning. Dogs versus cats. If you had to describe the Democrat Party as either a dog or a cat, which one is it? It's trouble, but Jake doesn't care. He's going to be checked out in about 24 hours. So we have got that coming up. We'll have a little more on Joe Biden and his audio from yesterday, blaming everybody, but of course this administration for supply chain issues and inflation and basically everything else. Plus, this was pretty big. If you know who Joe Rogan is, Joe Rogan interviewed Sanjay Gupta from CNN, medical expert Sanjay Gupta, on why in the world we are getting ready to vaccinate our kids when they are probably the least vulnerable. And then he proceeds to ask very important questions of Sanjay Gupta, and wait till you hear the train wreck that ensues after that. That's coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, by the way, drewsteele.com, the website. You can watch there and subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate you doing that. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Island Air. High-quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Get ready to spend a lot more to keep warm this winter.
The U.S. government says it expects households to see heating bills jump as high as 54% compared to last winter as prices for heating oil, natural gas, and other fuels surge worldwide. Nearly half of American homes use natural gas for heat, and the Energy Information Administration predicts their bills will rise more than 30%. Natural gas homes in the frigid Midwest could get hit with a nearly 50% increase. Steve Rappaport, Fox News.
Despite the ups and downs of travel during the pandemic, Delta Airlines says it managed to make a profit of over $1 billion in the third quarter, thanks in part to federal aid aimed at helping the industry. A mixed bag on Wall Street Wednesday. The Dow was about flat. The S&P closed up 13. The NASDAQ was up about 106. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 23rd. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your family medicine cabinet of unused and expired prescription drugs. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. To find a collection site near you, visit DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
There's a lot of confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID, with guidelines and regulations changing by the week. One thing is certain. You need an accurate thermometer for your family to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They have no scientific studies behind them and can miss the fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I call National. Hey, exterminators. For $46, they'll kill rodents and bugs to the 946 Snowbug.
Shoo-ba-doo-wop, ooh. Call the boys at National Exterminators at 239-46-NO-BUG or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs.
Bugs, termites, rodents, even out of cancellation. Better service, better prices, no contract. Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I call National. Hey, exterminators. For $46, they'll kill rodents and bugs to the 946 Snowbug.
Shoo-ba-doo-wop, ooh. Call the boys at National Exterminators at 239-46-NO-BUG or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs.
Bugs, termites, rodents, even out of cancellation. Better service, better prices, no contract.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you can eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Most people don't know this, but in Southwest Florida, your air conditioner is designed for an outdoor temperature of about 92 degrees and the indoor temperature at 75. Well, oddly enough, it gets hotter than that in Florida in the summertime. That means that part of the year, your air conditioner is too small by design. It's the correct size for the house, but in the summertime it seems to struggle for a little while in the afternoon, which may be very normal. So don't panic. Use a NATE certified mechanic to find out the truth and make sure your machine is sized correctly. Bigger is not better in this business. The right size is the right size. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. Locally owned and operated.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning, Southwest Florida. Taking a wide look at Lee County. Things pretty much up to speeds on the roads. But do want to point out, heading northbound on Tamiami Trail, right as you pass Pagefield Airport, I am seeing a bit of a slowdown. It's getting better as the morning goes on, so don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. Also in Estero, we do have some construction. So if you're heading westbound on Corkscrew from Ben Hill Griffin all the way to Three Oaks Parkway, the left lane is blocked by that construction, so expect some minor congestion in that area as well. 41 and 75 for the most part, though, looking great. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A couple days of record-tying heat ahead for your Thursday and Friday. Temperatures today pushing back to 92 degrees, and while we're trying to start out your Thursday, we will be looking at some isolated rain developing as we enter this afternoon and into early this evening as some moisture pushes from east to west across the area. Things wind down after about 9 p.m. tonight. We're left with another dry start as we enter your Friday morning. 73 waking up tomorrow, another high near 92 degrees with more isolated rain in the afternoon. The weekend ahead for Saturday looking mainly dry, still warm with the high of 91, but we could see a weak front pass through for Sunday, which will bring us a chance for more isolated rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News, and we've been right all along.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
It's the Fall RV Show inside the air-conditioned Lee Civic Center. Prices slashed on every new and used motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer. The show is filled with RVs from top brands like Winnebago, Fleetwood, Thor, Integra, and more. Free admission and parking. See RV.fun for more information. Find your new RV when you shop the Fall RV Show inside the Lee Civic Center starting Thursday. The Fall RV Show is presented by La Mesa RV, 9650 Kelly Tractor Drive in Fort Myers.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's Pest Prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Avid golfer Cam Warren played with joint pain for as long as he could.
Couldn't play golf for any extended period of time without braces and pain and chewing Advil for the entire day.
Then he turned to steroids.
Cortisone would last a few months, but it just inevitably came right back. Got to the point where I would have to wear ice packs to bed.
When the word surgery came up, Cam started looking elsewhere, and he found QC Kinetics. Natural biologic therapies, regenerative treatments that can repair and restore damaged tissue. With no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. And now,
very proud to say that it has definitely changed my life. I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything is great.
Call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We're going to get to your calls in just a second. We're talking about, among other things, the President of the United States, who doesn't want to admit that it's his administration and what he has done since day one that has caused all the issues that we have, but instead wants to blame everybody else. Private companies, it's you, you're not you're not vaxxing up, you're not masking up. It's you that you're using fossil fuels and all these. It's everybody else's problems. You're not getting back to work. What are you doing? Okay. So yesterday, the Shatner takes off into space, 90 years of age. And, we were joking. As a matter of fact, if you missed it yesterday, I wish we had the audio handy. We had not only the President of the United States on the program, but we also had William Shatner calling in yesterday. Can we find that? Should we play that maybe before we leave? Maybe we just do it like this hour, like before the. Okay. We'll get that ready. So here's William Shatner coming back from what was it? Blue Origin? Is that what it's called? Blue Origin. Yeah, it takes off into that interestingly shaped ship and makes his way into space, and then he comes back and pretty much breaks down talking to Jeff Bezos.
Everybody in the world needs to do this. What you have given me is the most profound experience I can imagine. I'm so filled with emotion about what just happened. It's extraordinary. I hope I never recover from this. I don't want to lose it. It's so much larger than me and life. And it hasn't got anything to do with the little green planet, the blue orb, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the enormity and the quickness and the suddenness of life and death. Oh my God. I am overwhelmed.
Yeah, it was a pretty profound experience for him, clearly. And what I thought was interesting, and then we'll get to your calls coming up, is this. Because Jake didn't have a chance to watch that. It was, if you go onto the Twitterverse or you go onto YouTube, social media, you'll see 7.5 minutes of him getting off the capsule and talking to Jeff Bezos. And to me, what was interesting was him trying to describe the experience, and you can just tell how, when you see things in the movies and you see you're in space and you hear the music and you see the twinkling of the stars and you're floating around, but the actual experience of what he did in getting up there and the G-forces and then the instant, how he described it was fascinating, that it's blue sky and then all of a sudden in the blink of an eye, everything's black. It's not like you kind of slowly drift from blue to black. It's not like this change of colors. It's just like in 1 second, boom, you're in black. There's nothing else. It's not like there's twinkling stars. It's just black. And then looking down at the colors, and then, he was getting into, it just got, you could tell it was emotional, but how tough that has to be to describe that to somebody that hasn't experienced it. And then at his age and everything, it was pretty cool. Now, I don't know what happens next, because it's a space race, right? Isn't this like a competition? He even brought up something when he was talking to Bezos, like, it's not about the other guys. It's about, I don't want to talk about anybody else. But you have to figure, like, what happens next, Jake? It's like, there's William Shatner and Bezos shoots him into space, and what's Elon Musk going to do? Like, is he going to shoot, like, Tom Hanks into space or Schwarzenegger or The Rock? I mean, who goes next? Because, right, we've got Tom Hanks getting ready to be shot in his face. No, I'm good. Everything's fine. No, my career's, I'm okay. I know I did a movie on it, but I'm not. I don't know. It'll be like a competition. We'll see. All right, 239-479-5592. Let's get to some calls here. Let's see. Let's go to Brian. Brian's in Naples. Brian wanted to talk about the truck driver shortage. You know, the president of the United States was talking about the supply chain issues, how, listen, this administration is ready to tackle this, Brian. They're ready to get on top of this and fix it. So kind of like Kamala Harris fixing the border, you know, that kind of thing. They're ready to go.
Yeah. This truck driver shortage, I really do think this started to rear its ugly head about 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And just now it's gotten to the real boiling point of, oh, hey, no one wants to get into trucking anymore. And
do you drive a truck, by the way? Can I ask? Do you drive a truck?
No,
okay.
I do not. But I know quite a few truck drivers, and I have one at my old job. He told me that he worked for one of the sugary beverage drink companies for about 15 years, and then he worked for another one for about 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he just said, you know, I just got out of it because, you know, after about, you know, over 15 years, just wasn't making any more money than what I was making when I started. And same thing with the long haul truck drivers. They started to stagnate in the early 2000s, and then we had the gas crisis sort of in 2008, and gas prices were high for a little while. And then, so that was a problem for about 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, just no one new started to get into it. And now we're kind of at a point where no one wants to get into it. So now we're just kind of at a crisis point on it.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, there's a lot to be said about that. And I think in many ways, you're right. You know, the first thing would be allowing the marketplace to dictate and to play into what truck drivers can and can't make. I think there was a time, and I'm trying to remember when it was specifically, what year, where I do remember there being quite the competition for truck drivers to the point where they were making a pretty, making a lot of money on hauls because there was because the marketplace did dictate that the drivers that were needed were actually getting properly compensated for the fact that they were willing to work. Yeah.
The long haul truck drivers were really hit the worst, and it sort of became this system where there was a broker taking a cut off of another broker, and then the long haul driver was like, you know what, there's too many people taking a cut of the load that I'm trying to haul, and it's just, well, it wasn't worth getting into anymore.
Yeah. But you know,
and I truly believe that one of the first things that is going to be automated probably in 15 years is long haul trucking.
Yeah, you better believe it. I mean, I watched a video yesterday. Listen, we got to run, but thanks for the call, Brian. I appreciate it. 239-479-5592. I watched a video yesterday, and I wish I could pull the audio up on this. It was on Twitter. An individual who works in California was showing all the container ships that were all, not the container ships, but the containers that were actually unloaded and sitting on the docks waiting to be moved, and there was nobody to move them. And it was bad enough that they couldn't get the trucks coming in to move these containers, but that anything that was there that was moving was automated. There were no individuals on the docks. Nobody was working physically. The only people that were working were on those big, giant cranes that were actually taking the containers off the ship and moving them onto shore. But there were no people. Nobody was working. Nobody. And anything that was moving around was automated, to Brian's point. And it is amazing that when you hear all of this, what's the one common denominator that comes out of all of it? And it's simple. Every time you start, yes, the automation thing, we've been talking about this forever. Whether it's supermarkets or restaurants or any place else where people are going to be replaced by automation because of costs. But isn't it amazing? and how obvious it is if you just take a second and open your eyes that when you let the marketplace work, when you let the market free, when you let it go, when you give it the opportunity without the regulations, without stifling productivity, without stifling people's imaginations, when you just allow the marketplace to be, that it all works itself out. And it's only when the heavy hand of government comes along and gets involved is when everything just tanks. And that's where we are now. Do you realize what it's going to take to fix the kind of inflation that's happening right now? Do you realize when we're talking about the taxation, and that's what it is. It's a tax on you. Inflation is a tax. And in order for this to go away, it wasn't too long ago people were talking about it being transitory. In other words, it's just temporary. It's just because of COVID. Once COVID goes away, everything's going to be fine. Then you have Australia saying, oh, we don't think it's going to go away. I mean, there could be all kinds of variations. As a matter of fact, we're going to have to mask up for who knows how long indoors. It's not going away. It's never going to go away. We have to live with it. And now that we have the therapies and vaccines and ways to combat this, we got to stop and move on. But having said that, how it wasn't too long ago where people were saying what? It's just transitory. As soon as COVID goes away, everything gets back to normal. Don't you worry. We're this close. My fingers are thinly spread apart. Everything's going to be just fine. No, it's not. It's taken off like a rocket, and now you have J.P. Morgan and others that are saying, listen, this isn't stopping. We see this going on. We don't know how it's going to stop. So how do you stop it? The way traditionally you stop inflation. Do you know how you do that, Jake? Here's a little bit of a lesson for you. Here you go. You ready? A little lesson. Okay. The way you traditionally, I can't do it with the music. The way you traditionally stop inflation is by raising interest rates to kind of slow things down. But guess what ends up happening? Can you imagine if the interest rates started to go down, what that would do to the housing market right now? Could you imagine what that would do to you personally if you had to pay more on your credit card statements? And you can't. So somebody's you're going to get hurt in one way or another. Either it's going to be short term or long term, or pay me now, pay me later. I don't know what the situation, but I can tell you for sure that traditionally that's how you would do it. You think Joe Biden's going to raise interest rates right now? Do you think the Fed's ready to do that? Do you think they want to step into that space? It should have been done a long time ago. But they're not going to step into that space right now. I'll tell you, again, it just feels like, man, you talk about things just feel like they're just planned. All right. Oh, gosh. There's Joe in Naples. Joe just had a big old cough when I answered the... Sorry about that, Joe. I should have gave you the opportunity to cough off the air.
That's all good. Hey, you guys are like a cup of coffee in the morning, you and Jake there. But
you mean bitter in need of a sweetener? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, that we're bitter and in need of some sweetness?
A little bit. Cinnamon Toast Crunch sweetener is the best.
Easy.
So you know.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
So, with everything, what you've been talking about, how everything is pretty much set up, kind of planned, from even the mandates to the containers to driving across state lines with these shipping containers, mandating the shots, you can't cross state lines, everything like that. But even jumping to the airline pilots and the FAA, everybody, it just seems like everything is planned to a T. Even the revolt, if you will, of the pilots to the mandate. And it's almost like they planned that was going to happen. And that's going to be the excuse for this whole economy to start shuttering. Because as people are starting to stand up and say, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. And they're willing to walk away from their jobs. They're going to point the finger to them and say, this is why our economy is shuttering.
Yeah, well, you make that case that there are people that are saying, no, we're not going to do this. They are pushing back because they do see what's happening. When you think about even the numbers that have come out recently with COVID, for example, the latest COVID numbers, which are quite shocking, that people are not going to be hearing about, that I will tell you right now that will shock you, that apparently according to, the WHO, there were 93% more COVID cases and 97% more deaths the first week of October 2021 compared to the same time last year before anybody was vaccinated. Okay. And on top of that, the CFR, the death rate for COVID, the death rates for COVID, the first week of October 2020, when nobody was vaccinated in the U.S. was 1.35. Do you know what it is the first week of October 2021? 1.38. What's going on here? Something's wrong. Like it was Steve Dace who brought this up. And that speaks to what you're talking about, which is, it's about the information, the truth, the things that we're seeing. Something's not right, and people are waking up, and they're like, well, hold on a second.
Yeah,
why are we doing all of this? Go ahead.
Nobody's bringing up the VAERS reports. I wish people would just take a little bit of time and go check this out, because a lot of what's being reported, a lot of what you're hearing in mainstream news is total, for lack of a better term, BS.
Be kind. Yeah, no, and when you bring up the VAERS report, and we're going to talk about it in a second, because even Joe Rogan was bringing that up, and thanks for the call. I appreciate it, Joe and Naples, on his podcast when he was talking to Sanjay Gupta, which I'm going to play that audio coming up in a bit too, about, listen, we know when it comes to kids and vaccinations, and now we're being told, hey, we're this close. We're getting really, really super close to the idea that kids and vaccinations, we're going to start to mandate that, because now 12 and under, we're going to be prepared to distribute those vaccines to kids. We're going to get that out. And then California with, listen, every kid's got to be vaccinated unless you don't get to go to public schools, and you can't be in session with the kids all together, and you know what the numbers are with kids. What is it? Less than 500 kids have died due to COVID since the beginning, out of the millions and millions of kids. And of course, every death is horrible. But when you compare that to those that are vaccinated and maybe in the 65 and older group, and you look at the numbers and the comparisons and who should be worried and who should be vaccinated and who should not be, why are we vaccinating our kids? He brings that point up. We're going to talk about that and some of those numbers coming up as well, plus more of your calls, 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place, but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. We're on the phone with our good friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And listen, TJ, we know that when you're calling, something big is going on, something special is happening at Floor Meisters. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the almost 1 million square feet of Couric inventory on hand. Talk about that.
Yes, I have the biggest selection in Southwest Florida, and I also probably have the biggest stock of Couric. Got almost 1 million square feet. I'm ordering it every day to keep up with demand and to make sure it's here, ready to go when you need it. I've got trucks rolling in every day. I'm buying for 3 to 4 to 5 months out to make sure you've got it. If you got a contractor who needs some floor and they can't get it, come see me. We probably have it here.
So when it comes to Couric, listen, you know where to go. The selection's unbelievable at Floor Meisters. And if you're a homeowner, contractor, installer, and you can't find what you're looking for, now's the time to visit their store at 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco, or online at floormeisters.com.
Southwest Florida, are you getting the most out of your Medicare benefits? Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. With the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage Plan, you get more for your Medicare dollar, including benefits like vision, hearing, dental care, and much more. Take advantage. Call United Healthcare today at 1-855-608-8763. That's 1-855-608-8763. Benefits, features, or devices vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Throughout the month of October, Jason and Todd at the Diamond District want to offer you 5 years interest-free financing on the largest selection of beautiful fashion diamond jewelry now at the Diamond District. Financing based on approved credit and available on the entire selection of fashionable diamond jewelry.
So I'm a public school teacher and I'm on my feet all day long. That would be on concrete.
The pain would like shoot up my heels and just increased from the bottom of my feet up. Then my back started hurting. So my husband and I were driving and I went, oh, look, there's a Good Feet store. I'm greeted by this gal named Mercy. That was a perfect name for her. And the cool thing about the Good Feet store is that you're able to try before you buy. I had free fittings. She was able to fit me with special arch supports. And so I walked around in the store. Within 30 minutes, I started sobbing because I had no pain. Well, if your feet are hurting, do something about it. You don't have to grin and bear it. You need to go to the Good Feet store and get some arch supports. I'm Deidre, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how they work for you with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, what is that beautiful SUV? I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, how much does it cost? I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and a fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines and rear and all-wheel drive, but that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,005 months. No down payment required.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. I'm the president of New South Window Solutions. What I like people to understand about our company is what's unique about us. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. We go out of our way to make it easy. If you're thinking about buying new windows, consider New South. Don't even think about buying windows from anyone else till you see what our factory can do for you. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers.
Going on now, save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Attention Medicare recipients. My name is Todd Van Owen. I live, work, play, and volunteer here in our community. New to Medicare, the area, have questions about Medicare Advantage plans, supplements, prescription drug coverage? Need a primary care doctor or specialist? Call me, Todd, 896-3100. Unlike football and TV personalities claiming to know Medicare, I've got over 20 years of local experience educating and enrolling folks in Medicare plans. Call me, Todd, at 896-3100. That's 896-3100.
People are killed in a bow and arrow attack. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. It happened in Norway. The man who did it, admitting it to police after his arrest, was known to them as a radical Muslim.
Meldingene som kommer fra Kongsberg I kveld grufulle.
Norway's Prime Minister called it a gruesome attack. A man armed with weapons, including a bow and arrow, killed 5 people in a small town near Oslo. Police say the suspected attacker, who's in custody, had previously converted to Islam and had been flagged as having been radicalized. The shootings took place in a number of locations, including a supermarket. It's Norway's deadliest attack for 10 years.
Fox's Simon Owen. Former President Trump, in one of 3 press releases yesterday, still claiming election fraud, writes, if we don't solve the presidential election fraud of 2020, which we have thoroughly and conclusively documented, Republicans will not be voting in 22 or 24. Undoing something former President Trump did, the United States is returning to the UN Human Rights Council, among 18 countries being elected today by the United Nations General Assembly.
The United Nations Human Rights Council has 47 member nations, but currently 18 vacancies. There's no competition in the geographical locations with representation, so all countries that want a spot will likely get one. In the African region, that includes Eritrea, Somalia, and Cameroon. In the Asia-Pacific region, that includes Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. Honduras in the Latin American region, and the U.S. in the Western Europe and other states region. During his administration, President Trump withdrew us from the Human Rights Council due to member countries' criticisms of Israel and the fact that many of the countries on the council ironically have abysmal human rights records. But earlier this year, Secretary of State Blinken said the U.S. would rejoin the council under President Biden. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
At least 46 people are killed in a 13-story apartment building fire in Taiwan. Dozens of people are hurt. The lower floors of the building are completely black. America's listening to Fox News.
We're so glad you set your radio right Here, 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. In Lee County, I do have a crash with injuries. This is in Fort Myers. No roadblock, but it is slowing down. This is I-75 heading southbound near mile marker 130 near Daniels Parkway, causing significant delays. If you are headed that way, factor in a lot of extra time for your morning commute. 41, though, not bad right now. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A couple days of record-tying heat ahead for your Thursday and Friday. Temperatures today pushing back to 92 degrees. And while we're trying to start out your Thursday, we will be looking at some isolated rain developing as we head into this afternoon and into early this evening as some moisture pushes from east to west across the area. Things wind down after about 9 p.m. tonight. We're left with another dry start as we head into your Friday morning. 73 waking up tomorrow, another high near 92 degrees with more isolated rain in the afternoon. The weekend ahead for Saturday looking mainly dry, still warm with the high of 91, but we could see a weak front pass through for Sunday, which will bring us a chance for more isolated rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Leftists make you fret? Check out rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, look, you don't have to go through the fall months with that joint pain. You can call QC Kinetics now. Regenerative solutions that are here, bringing lasting relief from joint pain with no downtime, no surgery, no steroids. It's Drew Steele talking about QC Kinetics. They use natural biologic therapies that restore and repair damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and back. Patients here are raving about the results. Don't think surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now and learn more about these exciting natural alternatives. You've heard football legend Emmitt Smith talk about QC. It's time you see what it's all about. Fall is the time to enjoy life to its fullest, so why not act right now? Restorative, regenerative therapies, they're available now. And the office consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
Keeping your home and business cool is a struggle, but now you can be the insider on how it all works and how to keep it running when the heat is on. Join Matt and Justin from Island Air right here on Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. for the Island Air Hour, providing quick and effective solutions for commercial and residential air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550, and we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
When Truly Nolan is on the chase, what do you know? You know they're faster than a speeding cockroach, able to leap into spaces where only spiders hide. You know they're smarter than conniving ants and more nimble than a swarm of mosquitoes. You know whatever they're after, they'll get the job done right. Because when Truly Nolan is in hot pursuit, you know there's no escape. Schedule your free estimate today and get $50 off pest control by going to TrulyNolan.com or call us at 800-GO-TRULY.
from 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching the program and subscribing to the podcast. That's what you can do as well. So you can listen anytime you would like, and it's the show, so it's the same thing. And we appreciate you doing that. All right, coming up, why is Walgreens closing a bunch of stores in San Francisco? Why in the world are people trying to make it sound as if the reason why that is happening is because of the economy? No, I'm not kidding. When it's quite the opposite. Again, here you go. It's the heavy hand of government getting involved in your life, and every single time they do, it's awful. Please tell me, if you're a Democrat, call this station, 239-479-5592. I'm just asking this question. What is it about big government that you love, that you think is such a positive, when every time government gets involved in our lives in a big, huge way like this administration is trying to do, that it just falls to pieces? Like, what is it? Oh, and by the way, if you've just tuned in, what a day that you have witnessed. What a first hour. You can check out the podcast and see all about what we were discussing in the first hour. But what a way to start the show today. It was Jake and myself together, the two of us, arm in arm, team in team. That was weird. But anyway, somehow we got into the discussion of, if you had to describe Democrats as a dog or a cat, which one would it be? And I know it's an awful thing to say. It's awful to get into the dog-cat discussion. Nobody likes to do that because, well, I mean, there are some things that were brought up last hour that we really have to get into. For example, why are cats not brought to assisted living places or places where, someone's looking for companionship? How come kitties never go there? Why is it always a dog? Has anybody ever asked that question? That is something that is fundamental to what we need to discuss in here. So if you had to do that, what would it be? If you're a Democrat, are you more like a dog or a cat? What is it? As we described earlier, you look at, for example, that beautiful little face. You got a dog and a cat in the house, and you look at that beautiful face of the dog, who clearly was the one that was scratching at the door and ripping up the pillows and everything else. And if the dog looks at you as if to say, I didn't do it, the cat did it, you're like, yeah, okay. I might go with you on that, which is really an awful thing to do. Again, kind of like when the president steps up and says, hey, listen, it's not the federal government that's causing any of these issues. It's really about everybody else. It's the private sector. It's about COVID. It's everybody else's fault. It's unbelievable. And the White House has continued to do this. Jen Psaki yesterday, constantly gaslighting on all the issues of inflation. Why are you doing this? There are certain things that we're onto. Gas prices. Listen to this from yesterday. Jen Psaki, gas prices. Jake, do you realize that gas prices are not going up? As a matter of fact, they're not going up everywhere, at least. I mean, listen to this conversation yesterday.
A range of issues, and we should talk about those, that the American people are, of course, impacted by rising prices of gas in some parts of the country, not all.
That's it. Some parts of the country, not all. Are you crazy? I shouldn't say that. That's not kind. That's not kind to the Psaki bomb, to Jen Psaki, to Peppermint Patty, or however she's being described lately, which is really not kind either. Don't do that. Just call her. Well, what is she talking about? Why would you lie about that? 50 states, everybody's prices are going up. It's false, and yet why are people in the media not challenging that to her face? They do it when she's not around. But there's gaslighting about, and what's causing it? And it's funny because there was a time not too long ago. I remember, I think it was, how old were you, Jake? I think Jake was, let's see, how old are you right now?
27.
27, right. I remember a time when Jake was 26 years old, when we were, actually 25 years old. That's right. I remember a time when Jake was 25 years old, when we were energy independent, when we didn't have to worry about what the rest of the world was doing. Like, we didn't have to worry about looking and stepping up to the oil and gas companies and saying, hey, can you guys kind of help us a little bit with this whole thing? Is that possible? Yes, that's what the administration is doing. They're urging oil and gas companies to bring down the rising costs. What are you talking? You did this. It was Joe Biden stepping up and signing executive orders, getting rid of the Keystone Pipeline, getting rid of the ability for oil rigs to go ahead and pull that beautiful fuel from out of the ground, well, the oil itself, and be able to refine the fuel. We have less refineries and less rigs that are functioning right now than we did at the time when we were independent, energy independent. But nobody wants to talk about that, right? Well, I mean, we do. But they're like, he's saying, you got to help us out. You got to give us well, you're the one that's been in the way. It's so disingenuous. Jen Psaki yesterday, what else? Inflation. Listen, when it comes to inflation, it's very simple. With inflation, we didn't have this issue in 2019. We barely had this issue in 2020, if not for the pandemic. We all know what was happening with jobs and the economy when the former president of the United States was in office, and the policies that were there. And a lot of them were not restrictive when it comes to companies and regulations and the like, taking that away. So we wouldn't have these issues of truckers and being able to drive and oil rigs that are not functioning and the refineries that are not purposed right now. All of these things, right? So now we have rampant inflation. We have the government that wants to spend trillions more. And there's a story on that. Wait till you hear about how much money is in there for climate change. Oh, yeah. Because it's the most existential threat that we have. It's not anybody else, anything else. It's climate change. Listen to Jen Psaki when asked about inflation.
I know you do. But when the deceleration is happening slower, perhaps, than people expected a few months ago, and people are still paying 10 or 15 or 20% more for meat, and they're saying, why was it supposed to be transitory 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and we're still here? Does that make things more difficult to explain as to why this is the case?
Well, it requires us explaining, and through working with all of you as well, that the cost of meat is also related to competition and the small number of large meat producers who have a dominance over the market, and the fact that a lot of these issues are not as simple as a one-sentence explanation, and that different industries have different issues in the supply chains, different issues that are causing some increases in prices, and also because we all understand the American people are not looking at cost-to-cost comparisons from this year to 2 years ago.
Wait, what? Americans are not looking at cost-to-cost comparisons from this year to 2 years ago? Everybody's doing that. That's the point. Everybody feels it. You here in Southwest Florida know exactly what's going on. What is it, like almost $200 a month you're spending more? Everybody is doing. What are you talking about that nobody is making comparisons? We all are. Everybody's looking at the packaging that's out there right now and saying, I'm not sure if this cereal, there was a lot more in this box. I'm paying the same amount. The box looks exactly the same, and they're doing these very interesting things, companies, to try to make it look as if what you're getting is not less than what you're getting. There was one story that I was reading just the other day, and I don't know if I mentioned this on the air, about how they're making the cardboard even thinner cardboard in the boxes so that they can keep the box size the same, the appearance, but by weight, they can put less in. I mean, it's all of these different things that they can manipulate and shift and change to try to make it seem as if you're still getting the same amount or the same product when you're clearly not. We all see what's happening. There's only so much further that you can go with this. You know, the prices, everything we see, and an administration who is trying to sell you on the idea that there's nothing to see here, move along. Everything is fine. We all see what's going on with gas prices. Joe Biden, what did he say yesterday? He said a couple of different things as he's trying to explain what's going on, right?
We need to invest in making more of our products right here in the United States. Never again should our country and our economy be unable to make critical products we need because we don't have access to materials to make that product.
And what is this administration doing to help make that happen? They're not doing anything.
Never again should we have to rely too heavily on one company.
Oh, I just stop. But he goes on to say, yeah, we can't rely on one company or one country. Really. But we're not doing anything about it. What else does he say?
I want to be clear. This is across-the-board commitment to going to 24/7. This is a big first step in speeding up the movement of materials and goods through our supply chain.
Yeah, he's talking about the 24/7 moving of the issues at the ports and why we weren't doing that before, and trusting what this administration is doing. Right? Is that what he said?
But now we need the rest of the private sector chain to step up as well.
That's right. It's the private sector. Come on, let's go. You people got to get to work. Oh, wait. There's a lot of you that aren't going to work because we're in competition with the free market and all the stimmies and everything else that's going on, and you're making more money by not working right now. And, oh, yeah, we're not going anywhere. Sorry about that.
This is not called a supply chain for nothing. This means that terminal operators, railways, trucking companies, shippers, and other retailers as well. Strengthening our supply chain will continue to be my team's focus.
It continue to be. There might be some people that are suggesting that if this is your idea of a continuation of a focus, you need to come up with another plan. You need to focus. You need to super focus. You need to really focus. I'm talking about the kind of focus that you would do if you're on a boardwalk someplace and you got that big giant thing that it looks like you're doing an eye exam on, and you're looking across a lake. You ever see those things? You put a quarter in and you can look across a lake. Jake has no idea what I'm talking about.
Like
you know what I'm saying? It's almost like binoculars, but it's like on a big giant metal stand, and it's huge, a round thing, and you stick your eyeballs in there, which is pretty weird because it's like kind of gross everybody's eyes. But anyway, and then you look in that thing and you put a quarter in, and then and you look and you think that you can see across the lake, and it's kind of really hard to see and focus on it, but it's been sitting out there, and at least nobody's going to steal it because the thing is bolted to the ground, and it's. But yeah, that maybe you need to get something focused like that. And here's the other thing that I think is a crazy part of this, and it's really simple. It goes right back to what we started talking about at the beginning, which is this White House and this administration and you Marxists. I'm sorry, let me get this right. You Democrats. Oh, it's a horrible thing to say. Help us. If you're a Democrat in Southwest Florida, explain why you would want anyone except Ron DeSantis as governor of the state of Florida. What is it that you honestly think is going to make the state better than in a position better than we are right now, that doesn't have to do with, well, he's somebody who sided with Trump, or I really don't like him because he's a Republican, or I'm going to go along with all the lies the media has told us about his COVID response and how awful it's been and how horrible it's been. Really? Have you checked out all the numbers and what's going on around the country lately and what we're able to do here? Even the governor was like, hey, listen, California, I'll tell you what, all you ships, the container ships, bring them over here. We've got ports that are functioning without issue. Bring them over here. We'll step up and help out. But it's policies. It's this idea that the White House wants to convince you. You have to listen to this, Jake. Wait till you hear this. Wait till you hear this. This White House, Democrats, want to convince you that you're the problem and that anything that we tell you, the media tells you, media, Democrats, same thing, right? If we tell you something, then it's gospel. It's fact. And even to the point where they will take a headline and try their best to make it seem as if it's something that it's not, when the American people and even sometimes a person that's sitting next to you as a co-host on your program realizes is a flat out lie and you can't go there. Did you hear this? So this is Morning Joe from yesterday. Walgreens is closing 5 San Francisco stores. You know why they're closing more stores in San Francisco? You know what the problem is? It's not the weather. They're closing these stores because of organized retail crime. In these major metropolitan cities, San Francisco, New York City, and other places, all run by Democrats, governments get involved and say, you know what? Oh, man, this shoplifting. Okay, up to $1,000 you can take off the shelves and nothing's going to happen to you. Organized retail crime continues to be a challenge facing retailers across San Francisco, and we're not immune to that. This is Walgreens. And so we got to shut down the stores because they're taking all this stuff, and there's nothing anyone will do about it because it's not a crime, according to San Francisco. A loss of up to $1,000 in stolen merchandise every single day because of rampant shoplifting. because the laws dictate that theft of less than $950 in goods is penalized as a nonviolent misdemeanor. Can you imagine that, Jake? How many people do you know? I hate to point to Jake the Millennial, but I'm just, yeah. You know where I'm going with this? How many people do you know? Or maybe you don't know, but if you were just going to imagine somebody that, listen, you know, I got my stimmy checks. I'm not really into working too hard. And you're telling me that I can go to a beautiful city like San Francisco and hang out there and I'd be able to steal up to $950 off the shelves and nothing's going to happen to me? I mean, I could do this all day long. Are you kidding me? And I'm not suggesting that. Well, I guess I am suggesting that if you open up the doors to something like this, you don't think that there are going to be people that are looking around, and maybe it's not the stimmy check people. Maybe it's just people who's have an idea of a life of crime as their life. It's not the stimmy check people. Let me just clarify that. But this idea that the government gets involved, and you see this is happening, and it's clear to everybody, even some news organizations. And listen to this, Morning Joe. This is Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough. Listen to this yesterday.
Walgreens is set to close 5 stores in San Francisco due to rampant shoplifting and organized retail crime.
It's insane. Eddie,
well, it also makes me feel bad that things are so bad for people that this is happening. It's incredibly sad.
No, it's not incredibly sad. They're criminals.
Yes, it is.
No. This has been happening for some time.
But we also want to be open and charitable and mindful that folk are out here hurting, even as 90-year-old men are flying into space.
Wait a minute. Do you see what they're doing? So she's trying to make it sound like it's the economy. Oh, the only reason why it's happening is because of the economy. And they have another guest on that's like, listen, folks are hurting right now. We're sending 90-year-olds into space and everybody's getting excited, but people in San Francisco are hurting and they have to steal. No. And even Joe Scarborough, in a moment of clarity, says, wait a minute. That's not why they're doing this. They're criminals. They're stealing off the shelves because the law dictates that they can, and so they are. It's government getting involved. They're doing this. This isn't the economy, and that's why this is happening, and it's desperate times, call for desperate measures, and yet there are people who are trying to gaslight you into believing that that's what's happening, even though everyone knows the truth. See, that's what's so dangerous sometimes. And maybe you think that dangerous is a harsh term, but man, when you try to take what is the truth and the facts, and they're laid out right in front of you, and you can see it each and every day, and you have a media that will go out and tell you the exact opposite, and a White House that will tell you the exact opposite. 50 states, we don't have problems with gas prices going up. Stop doing that. When it comes to inflation, listen, nobody's looking at the prices of their food and comparing to last year. Nobody's doing that. When you continue to do that, you lose faith and trust the American people, and it's dangerous because there are groups of people that will do things politically, that will do things in their own life because of the lies you tell. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website Steele has 3 E's. Let's take a break. It's Daybreak, 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now, Trey for the Drive at 5, 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
In case you're wondering, World Smile Day is in October, but at Closet Factory, we're celebrating all month because along with time, space, and peace, smiles are our specialty. We make sure some space in your world is put together, stylish, like all is right, and according to Smile Science, is a feeling that makes people smile. Know what else does? $250 in free accessories with any new storage solution from Closet Factory. All smilin' October long at Closet Factory and ClosetFactory.com.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Coin Tip of the Day. I've been told once that I'm the most credentialed mold investigator in South Florida, which kind of makes me a nerd in this business. When your air conditioning guy is talking to you about mold, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just trying to sell you a solution that probably won't work. When you hear about ultraviolet lights and the duct cleaning, you're listening to somebody who has no idea how to solve a mold problem. If you want real answers and real solutions, give me a call at 239-482-1542 because I'm actually an expert and have the training and credentials to back it up. I won't sell snake oil solutions, and I'll tell you the truth. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949. Locally owned and operated.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
This is a message for all men. Look, my family doctor said my ED was incurable. There was nothing anyone could do but perform surgery. My wife was supportive. She told me it wasn't important and there were other things we could do, but deep down, I knew she was disappointed. I felt less of a man, less of a husband. I was embarrassed. I heard the ads for the Fort Myers Men's Clinic, and I thought to myself, how can the doctors at that clinic claim to resolve my erectile dysfunction in 15 minutes or less? So I called, made an appointment, my wife went with me, and let me say, my doctor was wrong. We have regained our intimacy. They can help. No matter your age or your condition, $99 for a doctor consultation and a test dose of the medication can help. Call now, 239-317-7777, 317-7777, 317-7777, or FortMyersMen'sClinic.com. And be sure to ask about the incredible Pulse ED, known to increase stamina, sensitivity, and even size.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, what is that beautiful SUV? I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, how much does it cost? I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines and rear and all-wheel drive, but that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
The Capital here to tell you that you better be paying attention to Biden's $3.5 trillion plan. Let me explain why it matters or should matter to you. President Biden's proposed $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill has tremendous impacts on taxes, investment opportunities, banking, and so much more. Key City Capital has a tremendous track record helping our clients grow their wealth by offering strong returns and tax mitigation strategies. Regardless of what this president or any other president does, Key City Capital will always be committed to this mission.
Call Key City Capital today for your free tax and wealth analysis appointment. Call 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
True relief for back and neck pain. Back pain, neck pain, we hear so much about it every day, but most people never understand what causes it. Very often, it is more than just sore muscles. Many times, it is caused by disc and nerve compression in the spine. This is very often not addressed. The only way to get pressure off the discs in the spine is to decompress the discs. Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, non-surgical spinal decompression is a specially designed, computerized table to provide gentle, precise pulling to draw pressure off the discs and release the nerves. This process draws blood back into the discs, allowing them to heal. Completely safe and comfortable for any age. No hanging upside down. Patients with stenosis, sciatica, bulging discs, neuropathy, scoliosis all find great, long-lasting relief with decompression. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. In Lee County, I do have a crash with injuries. This is in Fort Myers. No roadblock, but it is slowing down. This is I-75 heading southbound near mile marker 130 near Daniels Parkway, causing significant delays. If you are headed that way, factor in a lot of extra time for your morning commute. 41, though, not bad right now. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A couple days of record-tying heat ahead for your Thursday and Friday. Temperatures today pushing back to 92 degrees, and while we're trying to start out your Thursday, we will be looking at some isolated rain developing as we head into this afternoon and into early this evening as some moisture pushes from east to west across the area. Things wind down after about 9 p.m. tonight. We're left with another dry start as we head into your Friday morning. 73 waking up tomorrow, another high near 92 degrees with more isolated rain in the afternoon. The weekend ahead for Saturday looking mainly dry, still warm with the high of 91, but we could see a weak front pass through for Sunday, which will bring us a chance for more isolated rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Hey, look, you don't have to go through the fall months with that joint pain. You can call QC Kinetics now. Regenerative solutions that are here, bringing lasting relief from joint pain with no downtime, no surgery, no steroids. It's Drew Steele talking about QC Kinetics. They use natural biologic therapies that restore and repair damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and back. Patients here are raving about the results. Don't think surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now and learn more about these exciting natural alternatives. You've heard football legend Emmitt Smith talk about QC. It's time you see what it's all about. Fall is the time to enjoy life to its fullest, so why not act right now? Restorative, regenerative therapies, they're available now. And the office consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Introducing the Fpl Energy Manager, a new way to take control of your energy use and your bill. You can monitor, analyze, even simulate your energy use and save. Find savings to sing about at fpl.com/take control.
Youthful, energetic, happy, sexual, strong, physical, no fear, taking the bull by the horns.
Old, tired, joint aches, overweight, wrinkled, depressed, sex.
I remember what that was.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. In women, hormonal imbalance can similarly cause extra fat around your middle and thighs, lack of desire, feminine dryness, and exhaustion. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. Neogenics, rediscover your youth.
The F-16 Viper headlines the 2021 Florida International Air Show, October 16th and 17th in Punta Gorda. An entire weekend loaded with precision demonstrations by top aerobatic performers and national champions. More on the ground, more in the air, faster speeds, bigger thrills, including the beast of them all, the C-17 Globemaster III. Advance tickets available now. Visit FloridaAirShow.com. Big, fast, and loud. The 2021 Florida International Air Show.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, I read that the FDA just authorized e-cigarette products for the first time ever. Yeah, it was a big win for all 3 people waiting for FDA approval to start vaping. Yeah, it's been a busy week for the FDA. They released new guidance that's aimed at drastically cutting the amount of salt in the food we eat. In related news, McDonald's said, it's going to be a problem.
All right, easy. Yeah, there's a lot of salt in food. Have you ever had that? When you go out to eat or you're eating a food in general, and Jake, have you ever noticed that where you'll eat something for dinner or lunch or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden you're like, I am super thirsty. I can't drink enough water to satiate myself. The word of the day. Today's word of the day is... Why is that dramatic? It shouldn't be dramatic. It should be... there you go. Satiate. Look that word up. Okay. Yeah, we don't want it's having too much salt in food. Oh, by the way, the e-cig thing, right? FDA approving some e-cigs there.
Isn't that funny?
Because nobody was gonna, the point he's making. And nobody's going to use them because the FDA says they're not approved. There's something to that story somewhere, but not here. 239-479-5592. We are moving on like moving on is moving on. Hey, everybody knows that the 7:30 to 8 o'clock hour here on Daybreak with Drew Steele, that's me, and that's Jake the Millennial, is big with the kids. The youths of America love this moment, not only because in 10 more minutes, we get to do the Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. So not only that's coming up. The kids love it. But also, it seems to be that this half hour is usually the time where we get to teach the youths of America a little bit of civics. And not only that, some of the headlines that maybe parents have been saying, well, let's listen now, because as we're on our way to wherever it is you're going to, your school or whatever it is, breakfast, you got to tuck away some of the lessons in life. I mean, there are some crazy news stories, and we're always keeping an eye on some of those. We're going to get to some of them coming up, including the Joe Rogan interview with Sanjay Gupta and challenging him to his face about vaccinating kids. And he's got some questions about that, questions that you probably have been asking as well. I wonder what Sanjay Gupta would say about that in the CNN network that he works for, and some of the other things that they have been doing and saying, and why it is that he doesn't challenge the network. I mean, it doesn't get too crazy out there. The good news is that it's not like, I mean, it would be funny. A headline would be funny if you weren't allowed to say, like, ladies and gentlemen on a flight anymore. That would be pretty funny if that were the case.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Oh, wait, this just handed to me. Yep, you can't do that anymore, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Will no longer be the... I don't know what they're going to say anymore. That's right. It's British Airways. They have decided to... look, we can't do this anymore. We can't have ladies and gentlemen be the announcement. So they're changing that. It no longer will fly. They've advised pilots and cabin crew, those that have decided to fly because, they're vaccinated. And we're not talking about the other ones that they're having an issue because of the fact that they don't necessarily want to be mandated to put something in their body that they might have questions about. I mean, that's a horrible thing. Okay. They've advised the pilots and cabin crew not to refer to passengers as ladies and gentlemen in onboard announcements as the carrier celebrates the diversity and inclusion of its customers, everybody. Oh, there's those words, the diversity and inclusion. Anytime you hear that, it's not good. Diversity and inclusion. How many people, again, it's the minority of voices in this world that are making the majority of the decisions because, well, why? Why are they the ones that get to decide all of this? They do because they have a media that goes along with it that will tell you that this is what's happening. And by the way, if you don't do what we tell you to do, oh gosh, there's going to be consequences for your businesses. Oh yeah, we're going to be looking into your history. We're going to dox you. We may even show up at your house if you don't do what we want. Because that's how democracy works, right? Woo! Yeah, so there's that. So that won't be happening there any longer. Again, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Man, when you see those three words, and you know how we've talked about this, whether it's in your business, it's school boards, and the like, and you're saying, is critical race theory? Yep, bingo, you got it. That's right. If you're trying to figure out some of the problems that people have with critical race theory and how it is introduced to kids and how it's introduced to the public, yeah, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and when that's happening in your business and your school, that's one way to kind of creep it in a little bit. That's something to recognize. So we have, and look, there are more and more people that are starting to see that when it comes to how you are being told things with regard to the economy and inflation, like we discussed last hour, and you can go to the podcast at drewsteele.com if you want to listen to that once again, and how you're being gaslighted into seeing things that you don't see, or not seeing things that you are seeing, or vice versa. I don't know how that exactly works. Like gas prices, it's not happening everywhere. It's not in all 50 states until you find out that it is. And this idea of people looking at the cost of things that they're spending $200 a month more, it's inflation. And I'm trying to compare prices to last month, and Jen Psaki saying, nobody's doing that, which is a flat out lie. You look and you say, how far does this go? How far are people willing to go in the media to lie to you, to change the course of history? I think this is something that we don't talk about enough. And I think we should. And it's this. If you are ready to dismiss small little things like a White House press briefing, a media outlet that clearly is lying, the audio that we played earlier of like Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough, where she is saying, oh boy, it's a shame that they closed those 5 Walgreens in San Francisco and all that shoplifting that's going on. It's such a shame that because of the economy. And Scarborough's like, no, that's not the case. They're stealing because the law says up to $1,000 they can do it and not be punished. How long can you lie about this? But remember, the internet is forever. Print, all of it. It doesn't go away. And when you Google something, and you're pretty confident that you have the answer to what you're trying to Google, but you just want to be sure about it, you want to see the headline, and everything that pops up is going to be about something completely opposite of what maybe your values are, what your morals are, and what the truth is. Because the headlines that pop up are the ones that they want you to be directed to spell out the narrative. That lasts forever. That's always going to be in the journal of history. Every awful thing that was said about the former president of the United States will be there for history. The fact that if you were to, right now, Google Donald Trump's name, and Jake can do it right now to prove this, because I did it yesterday, and I want to see that I'm correct. If Jake were to pull up Google right now, google.com, and were to type Donald Trump's name in there, you will find out that he is, well, I think there's one of only a few, very few, but the only one that I've seen, where Google doesn't give you any information on the fact that he was president of the United States. In other words, if you type in George W. Bush, it'll say George W. Bush, a politician, former president of the United States, served blah, 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 blah. Bill Clinton, politician, Democrat, served as the president of the United States from these years. And if you type that into Donald Trump into Google right now, you don't get any of that. You get no mention of his history at all. It's not there. It doesn't exist. Did you notice that, Jake?
I see it right here.
Now, is that Wikipedia?
Google.
All right, let me see, because I did this yesterday because I was going to make this point.
43rd George W. Bush, 43rd U.S.
No,
president.
no. In other words, let me do this with you.
I think
Because
Donald Trump,
here you go.
45th U.S.
Okay,
president.
hold on a second. Stand by. Let me do this. I'm doing this with you. No, in other words, you see where Google has on the top, it says Donald Trump, 45th U.S. president. Overview. Do you see there is no overview? Like, in other words, if you click it, that's it. That's all you get. There's no overview. There's no explanation. There's nothing. Type in George W. Bush, right? And then if you type that in, you see the overview pops up? And then it has, to the right, see it? George Walker Bush is an American politician and businessman who served as the 43rd president of the United States from 2001 to 2009, a member of the Bush family and Republican Party. See all that in the About section? There is no About section for Donald Trump. It's not included in Google. When you type Donald Trump into Google, it doesn't exist. There is no About. You'll see a Wikipedia pop up possibly. You'll see like 45th president of the United States, but you won't see an About. It doesn't exist. They've taken it off. And that is specific. Like, why would you do that? Why would you not have Donald Trump's About section on Google, but have everybody else?
Yeah, they did fail to mention his presidential term as well.
Yeah, they didn't mention any of that. They've taken that down.
I'm reporting it.
It was actually Dan Gaynor from the Media Research Center who actually reported it. So but I'll give you credit if you want.
No, it's just a report button. I'm reporting it.
Oh, good. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, do that. They'll get right back to you. I'm sure Google's like, they're on it. Here's how far they will go as well. And again, if you're a Democrat, do you want the truth? Like, and I guess I know the answer. The answer is yes. Because it's your team. That's the problem with Marxists, with socialists, with Democrats. They have no problem with all the levers being pulled in their favor by Facebook, who we come to find out Mark Zuckerberg spending $419 million into nonprofit local election admin boards to help turn out likely Democrat voters. Oh, did you hear about that? Yeah, the Zuckerbucks helping to swing the 2020 election for Biden. Do you think that Democrats on Capitol Hill want that to go away? Of course they don't. And if you're a Democrat, you're cool with all of this because it's your team. In her new book, Katie Couric admits that she edited a 2016 interview with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Why would she do that? To suppress the Supreme Court justice's feelings about people who kneel in protest during the national anthem. Excuse me? Former Today Show anchor reveals in her memoir, Going There, which released October 26th, that Ginsburg told her athletes who kneel during the national anthem are showing, quote, contempt for a government that has made it possible for their parents and grandparents to live a decent life. You can't say that. You can't say that, kids. You're not allowed to say that. And so what we'll do is we'll take that out of the interview because this book is, or this 2016 interview is going to be out there forever. And why would we want that out there? Why would we want her views to be put out there and her thoughts and feelings on a topic that goes against what we believe? I mean, that's awful, is it not? Like, why would you do that? Well, you know why you would do that. But pro tip, kids, don't do that. Because it's not how you should be, because you care about freedom of speech. You care about all the amendments. You care about this country and the Constitution, and you care enough to know that you're not going to allow it in your time, in your space, to allow this kind of thing to happen, that you're going to tell the truth, not a truth, not my truth. I'm not going to censor people. But that's what's happening. All right, we're going to get into some more stories about this coming up, including certainly want to talk about Republicans in the state. You know, this was kind of a big story. I think it's important. Republicans are set to outpace Democrats in Florida voter registration, and that's just the beginning. There's more, everybody. You're winning. You're winning for a lot of different reasons because you're on the right side, and I'm on brand, yes. You were right all along, but not just that, the fact that there are many people who are seeing what the Democrats are doing and who they are. They're Marxists. And that they want to fundamentally change a country where there are people coming to this country that are like, no. I came here for all the things that I know about this country and love about this country. And I left socialism and communism. I didn't come here for this country to be the same way. We'll get to that coming up. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. But now it is time for you to call. We'd love to have you play Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Caller number 5 at 239-479-5592. I'm joking. Let's see what you've got. Coming up. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Taylor Wirtz.
Good Thursday morning, Southwest Florida. Still watching a crash on I-75 heading southbound around the area of the Old Hickory Country Club just after you pass Daniels Parkway. I-75 is very backed up heading southbound pretty much from the Forum Shops all the way down to the area of the Old Hickory Country Club. So if you are headed that way, definitely leave early. Florida Highway Patrol telling us there are possible injuries with 2 vehicles involved. Another crash we're watching in Lehigh, Alaska Avenue and Brookfield Street, causing significant congestion heading westbound on Lee Boulevard. So if you're headed that way, you should factor that into your drive. Also, Collier County, Immokalee Road and Heritage Bay Boulevard, seeing a crash there, causing a lot of backups along Immokalee Road heading westbound. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday. Get ready for a day of record-tying heat. Forecast highs at 92 degrees for today. While we're dry to start, we will be looking at some isolated rain developing and pushing from east to west throughout the afternoon, though we will be drying things out as we get into your Thursday night. Friday off to another dry start with lows 73 degrees. Another high near 92 for tomorrow as we continue to warm things up and stay well above our average with more isolated rain in the afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have 2 choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
Our windows made a difference in terms of how our house looked. So it looked 30 years old with our old windows. And now that we have our new Storm Shield windows, they look totally different. Our coastal look is coming along. We definitely have other projects to do, but the look alone of these windows has definitely improved our house. We have more energy efficient windows than we had before. It's quiet, and we definitely know in the event of a storm that we're safe and secure.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Check this out, Southwest Florida. We're happy to announce you can still get the original MSRP for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of brand or where you bought it, Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Yes, that means whatever your car was worth when it was new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only here at Naples Nissan. We've got hundreds of new and like-new low-mileage pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Now is the time for you to make that upgrade. To get full details on how you can get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in, come see us at Naples Nissan here on Pine Ridge Road or visit naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Can you believe it? Holidays are around the corner. Well, now is the time to get those beautiful floors that you've always wanted. Hey, it's Trey Radel for Britt's Carpet Outlet. Imagine that brand new luxury vinyl plank floor in your dining room this Thanksgiving or surrounding your tree this Christmas. If your kid or grandkid drops a plate full of cranberry sauce, don't even sweat it. If your cat breaks some ornaments off the tree, you're not going to be picking it up off of the carpet anymore. Plus, it's waterproof, so spills or pet accidents do no damage whatsoever. And cleanup is super easy. It's as easy as a damp paper towel. Now, Britt's offers luxury vinyl plank in literally hundreds of colors and styles to match any decor. To get the perfect match, just bring a scrap of fabric or slipcover to Britt's Carpet Outlet in Fort Myers or Cape Coral. Britt's always features great low prices you can compare and see for yourself. Shop Britt's Carpet Outlet early for the holidays, and be sure to tell them that Trey Radel sent you.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College. All right. Let's go to Chester. Chester is in beautiful Cape Coral. How do I know? Because here's Chester.
Hey, how's it going this morning,
it's going. All right, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, do you know who the president of the United States was before Ronald Reagan?
Before Reagan was Jimmy Carter.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. How many amendments do we have to the Constitution? How many amendments are there to the Constitution?
20.
It's 27. 27 amendments to the Constitution. All right, well, that's okay. I was going to give you multiple choice, but I probably should have. All right, well, let's do this. Here's a bachelor's degree question. What territory did the U.S. buy from France in 1803?
That would be the Louisiana Purchase.
No, that's the Louisiana Purchase. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, you got that. That is correct, sir. All right, so you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. How often are U.S. Senate elections held?
Every 6 years in most states.
That is correct, sir. 6. All right, so congratulations. Good for you. You got yourself a master's degree today on Drew's College. So you had a little stumble, but no big deal because it's Thursday. It's the day before Jake completely checks out of this program. Jake Day.
Oh, Jake Day.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody knows about Jake Day, and so do you. Chester, have a great day, okay?
Thanks, Drew.
Everybody. All right, there you go. All right, let's see. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. Boy, did you hear Joe Rogan, going after, who is it, Sanjay Gupta on his program. Wait till you hear this audio coming up. Stay right, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News, right all along. All day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that a lady recently complained that she did not like my commercial about the guy spitting chewing tobacco. She said that sound made her sick. I asked her what she thought about my commercial of Bart the Donkey, and she went... Either way, a special thanks to over 4,000 wonderful people who did respond to Papa's wacky commercials and making this past year our biggest, most profitable year in over 30 years. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Kerry, and Cody, we invite you to call Papa for our free tile roof inspection. If we find needed repairs, we'll do our best to make it affordable. Let us show you how we can clean and seal your tile roof, pavers, and pool decks the eco-friendly way, and it's cleaner, safer, and lasts longer. We promise to keep the donkey off your roof. Call me, Papa, for our free tile roof inspection. 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Remember, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7. License number CCC 1326213.
Hey, look, you don't have to go through the fall months with that joint pain. You can call QC Kinetics now. Regenerative solutions that are here, bringing lasting relief from joint pain with no downtime, no surgery, no steroids. It's Drew Steele talking about QC Kinetics. They use natural biologic therapies that restore and repair damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and back. Patients here are raving about the results. Don't think surgery is is your only option, call QC Kinetics now and learn more about these exciting natural alternatives. You've heard football legend Emmitt Smith talk about QC. It's time you see what it's all about. Fall is the time to enjoy life to its fullest, so why not act right now? Restorative, regenerative therapies, they're available now. And the office consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN, 239-893-PAIN.
This Wink News update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Thursday morning, Southwest Florida. Still watching a crash on I-75 heading southbound around the area of the Old Hickory Country Club just after you pass Daniels Parkway. I-75 is very backed up heading southbound pretty much from the Forum Shops all the way down to the area of the Old Hickory Country Club. So if you are headed that way, definitely leave early. Florida Highway Patrol telling us there are possible injuries with 2 vehicles involved. Another crash we're watching in Lehigh, Alaska Avenue and Brookfield Street, causing significant congestion heading westbound on Lee Boulevard. So if you're headed that way, you should factor that into your drive. Also, Collier County, Immokalee Road and Heritage Bay Boulevard, seeing a crash there, causing a lot of backups along Immokalee Road heading westbound. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A couple days of record-tying heat ahead for your Thursday and Friday. Temperatures today pushing back to 92 degrees, and while we're trying to start out your Thursday, we will be looking at some isolated rain developing as we enter this afternoon and into early this evening as some moisture pushes from east to west across the area. Things wind down after about 9 p.m. tonight. We're left with another dry start as we enter your Friday morning. 73 waking up tomorrow, another high near 92 degrees with more isolated rain in the afternoon. The weekend ahead for Saturday looking mainly dry, still warm with the high of 91, but we could see a weak front pass through for Sunday, which will bring us a chance for more isolated rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Got friends and family living far away? Tell them to stream the best station yet at rightallalong.net, the online home of 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Tune in on Sunday mornings, Fox News 92.5, Dr. Amy Robbins and Maximize Living Radio. I'm going to be going over topics like leaky gut, weight loss resistance, how to fix your chronic aches and pains, how to deal with all of those things in a natural way, how to sleep better. So there's a different topic every single week that we're going to be covering. Tune in and get the help that you need.
Minutes still matter when it comes to medical emergencies. In some cases, fast care can be life-saving, especially for heart attacks and strokes. So don't delay or be afraid to get help if you need it. Physicians Regional Healthcare System is safe and ready to care for you, with limited entry points, screening for everyone, deep cleaning, and social distancing. We're taking extra precautions to help keep you safe. Don't put off emergency care. Visit ercarephysiciansregional.com or call 911 in an emergency.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching the program and subscribing to the podcast. Thank you so much for doing that, too. There's a link there at the website where you can do just that. All right, a lot of things that are going on. We started off a crazy day today. Super excited this morning. I kind of crossed this threshold. I went from super angry and really concerned about everything that is going on, which I still am on the planet, now to kind of just throwing my hands up in some ways and just acting a little crazy. Like today's discussion from Jake, which if you want to contribute, 239-479-5592. He started the show asking this question. Dogs and cats, if you had to describe the Democrat Party as one or the other, which one are they? Are they dogs or cats?
Are you asking me?
So right out of the gate, Jake causing me personally in this program all kinds of problems, cards and letters, texts. I mean, it has been awful what you have done, the trouble that you have started in this community.
It's a good question.
No, it's actually a fun question. So we're going to keep it going. So if you want to call, maybe you have a thought on that. Maybe you have a thought on the president of the United States stepping up to a microphone yesterday and trying to tell everybody that you're the problem, the private companies are the problem when it comes to the supply chain issues. We'll get to that, but I have to get to this Joe Rogan audio. Did you hear this? Joe Rogan, as everybody knows, is someone who has a podcast. And what else? Joe Rogan is always at the, what is it, the MMAs or the, which one is he? I forget. Oh gosh.
I love how you said MMAs like it's an award show.
What do you mean? Well, his whole thing is...
He's an MMA commentator.
Right,
yeah.
he commentates to the MMAs. Okay, great. So he, on his podcast, what are you laughing at?
You said it again. Nothing. I'm sorry. Proceed.
Oh, I mean, because I say MMAs.
Like it's an award show.
Okay, so at the MMA, he's... You know what he does. You know the thing. Come on, help me, Joe.
All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
You know the thing. Still hard to believe that guy got 974 million votes. Still hard to believe.
Oh well, he doesn't tweet much, so
that's what it was. Can we just stop? He won legitimately. Joe Biden won the. It was legitimate that. 746 million people stepped into a voting booth and said, I gotta vote for Joe Biden. Gotta. All right. We're moving on. Joe Rogan has Sanjay Gupta on the program. Do you know who Sanjay Gupta is?
We've talked about him.
Sanjay Gupta is, what is this? CNN Chief Medical Director, Officer, whatever his title is, right? He's the chief COVID guy. Somebody said COVID hysteric. He's the same guy who touted Chris Cuomo's COVID x-ray only to be embarrassingly fact-checked by actual radiologists. I guess he went out there and said, this is what I see on his x-ray. And the radiologist was like, no, please don't be a radiologist. That's not what it says at all. But anyway, we digress. So he does this long-form interview with him. And in the interview, boy, a lot of interesting things come up. For example, listen to this. He asks a question that many of us have been asking. When it comes to vaccinating kids, the Biden administration, this administration wants to go full bump with vaccinating kids. Many people have questions about vaccinating kids. They feel pretty confident that when it comes to the vid, and I have talked to many, I can keep going, many parents who live in neighborhoods here in Southwest Florida where the vid just swept through over the summer with their kids. It was quick. Everybody's fine. Many people, 500? Well, you'll hear in just a second this interview about how many children, and of course, every death is tragic, certainly. But vaccinating kids, as opposed to the vaccination of adults and what they think and the hesitation with regards to that vaccination, listen to this. This is a very telling interview. Here you go, Jake. Check this out.
Don't you think that even with a breakthrough infection, untreated, you're probably more vulnerable than the average child who is not vaccinated who gets COVID? Like people have died who are double vaccinated. In fact, there was a guy who just won an Emmy
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. The odds of that happening to a healthy child are very, very low.
Very low.
But that guy is probably your age. How old are you?
I'm 51.
Yeah, he's about your age. Theoretically, you would be more vulnerable than a young child would be. You vaccinated would be more vulnerable of a breakthrough infection than a young child would be, statistically speaking, right? But you're not worried
They're
about
both
catching
rare.
But you're not worried about catching it. You're not worried about catching it because you've been vaccinated and you think it imparts a certain amount of protection.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying to you is I think that not worry is the same feeling that a lot of people have about their children. They're not worried about their healthy children catching it for the same reason you're not worried about catching it being vaccinated. That if treated correctly, they think that the child probably has a better chance even than you do because you're 51 years old.
I think...
Does that...
I mean, they're both...
That seems reasonable, right?
Well, I think it's... I don't...
Right? Look at Jake. Yup. Do you see... are we not allowed to have the same hesitation? I mean, Sanjay Gupta can't answer the question, so he goes on and asks the question again because he's not getting the answer.
See what I'm saying? Like with your attitude that you're not worried about catching it because you've been vaccinated and you're a healthy guy. That is the exact same feeling that people have about vaccinating their children. If they have healthy children and they know that statistically speaking, there's so few children that have died from COVID.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, there are. It's like, I think 500 or so children
out of
have died
millions and millions and millions of kids
that probably have been exposed.
Yeah.
But, it's again, part of it is not defining this in terms of life and death. I think
do you understand my point?
Well, are you suggesting I get boosted?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is your attitude about not being concerned because you have antibodies and you think you would get through it even if you had a breakthrough infection. That is the exact same attitude that a lot of young people have where they don't want to get a shot because they're worried about the consequences, even though they're incredibly small.
Consequences of the vaccine.
Incredibly small. But the VAERS report, they do have deaths.
Yes. Do you see? And he can't answer the question. Do you see what's going on here? That there are questions that people have. You can't keep switching all of these viewpoints and trying. And look, if you're saying that they're highly effective, but of course you've got these breakthrough cases and what's happening and how you feel safe and secure. You feel okay because you got the shot. And nobody's saying you shouldn't. We're not anti-vaxxers here. You got the shot. You feel safe that if you were going to get it, that you would be okay. Well, it's the same way that parents feel when it comes to the chance of something happening to their child, death. And when you have less than 500 cases in the country out of millions and millions and millions of children, and we see the evidence, even in Southwest Florida, we have seen the evidence that you see the hesitation of people telling us that we have to mandate our kids be vaccinated. And then that's going to be next, that we're going to have to vaccinate our kids in order for them to be in public schools, just like they're doing in California when people have questions. That's a legitimate question that he can't answer. They're even more statistically protected, the kids are, than vaccinated adults. And there's another thing that he did too that I think is pretty funny. Jake's gonna like this because the whole thing came out about. By the way, I think somebody said Joe Rogan is UFC announcer. I don't know.
MMA, mixed martial arts, which the UFC is like the brand.
Okay, fine.
You were right.
Thank you. I'm right all along, actually.
Every day.
You betcha. So now there's this other part of the interview, which is the one that is another part of, thank you very much for saying this, why people don't like to do these long-form interviews if you're on the left, because you get asked the tough questions. You can't kind of spin your way out of 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. No. You get asked the tough questions, and here you go. Listen to this. Why is it? So Joe Rogan was, if you remember, not too long ago, he got the vid. He took ivermectin, right? And he got the monoclonal antibodies. He did all of these things. He's fine. He wasn't vaccinated. But yet he remembers full well that it was CNN that went after him about the horse he paced and lying about what he took and everything. And then he asked this question. Listen,
I'm missing.
Do you think that's a problem, that your news network lies?
Well, I don't.
Dude.
What did they say?
They lied
What did
and
they
said
say?
I was taking horse dewormer. First of all, it was prescribed to me by a doctor.
Yeah.
Along
They
with
shouldn't have said
a
it was
bunch
horse.
of other medications.
If you got a human pill, because there were people that were taking the veterinary medication, and you're not, obviously. You got it from a doctor, so that it shouldn't be called that. Ivermectin can be a very effective medication for parasitic disease, and as you say, it's probably, I think, 250 million people have taken it around the world?
More,
I get that.
Way more.
So,
way more. Billions of people have taken it.
Can I just come back to the one I want to talk about? Two things on the ledger.
You have, before we get to that, does it bother you that the news network you work for out and out lied, just outright lied about me taking horse dewormer?
They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
You didn't ask? You didn't think that was you're the medical guy over there.
I didn't ask. I should have asked before
but they
coming
did
on
it
the
with
podcast.
such glee.
They did it with such glee. Why didn't you ask? That's why the left doesn't want to go on to long-form shows and go on into certain places and get these kind of questions. That's Sanjay Gupta with CNN, the chief medical correspondent, who, telling everybody that Joe Rogan was taking horsey paste. And when that was brought up, he didn't push back. Why didn't you push back? Why didn't you ask? Why don't you do this? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. Because you're not allowed to go against the narrative, everybody, and that's a problem. My goodness, we're already this far into the vid, and we know what it is and isn't. Can we get back to normal, please? Well, we'll never be back to normal. Well, thanks to you, we'll never be back to normal. Everybody knows what it is and isn't. We all know the therapies that are out there. There are people, hopefully, in the private sector, the private sector that this administration seems to hate, the private sector that will keep coming up with therapies and ways to get us back to normal, which are already out there and in some cases already exist, like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine and other things that we're not allowed to talk about. Even that story yesterday. I'm sorry. This is not a clap back. This is just me remembering. Jake, do you remember yesterday I brought up the story just before the end of the program about aspirin and how now they've flipped on the whole story about aspirin when we were told, listen, aspirin, it's something that you should be taking. In 2016, aspirin, a little bit of aspirin, low dose, it's good for you. It's something that you should be taking. And then all of a sudden, it's like, no. Yesterday, out of the clear blue, out of the middle of nowhere, all of a sudden, the aspirin story got spun on its head. And it turned around, and they're like, no, aspirin's bad now. You're not supposed to be taking the aspirin. Do you know why?
No.
In 2016, they said, listen, it's good to take. Now it's like, no, it's bad for you. Well, as on cue, right on time. Give it to me. Studies suggested aspirin lowers COVID mortality rates. Now do you see? It's like, why did you guys do that? Why all of a sudden out of the middle of nowhere? It wasn't out of the middle of nowhere because they went against the narrative. Because now they saying, hey, aspirin could lower COVID mortality rates. With the issues of blood and clotting and the things and issues with your blood. And then so this is a good thing to take. And it's like, no, COVID. We've just decided that aspirin is a bad thing for you to be taking every day. Look, like on cue. If you're not doing what we're telling you to do, whether it's the vaccinations or masking up or anything else, or I don't know, proper pronouns, gender issues, CRT. If you're not doing what we're telling you to do and you do something completely different, we're going to shut it down. We'll shut you down and we'll shut it down. Do you see? I say that's dangerous. You don't think that's dangerous? You think that's okay? So you're a Democrat and you're thinking, I'm all about this. I voted for this. I am proud to stand up and say I voted for Joe Biden. And to this day, I'm proud to say it because why? Like this makes you happy that bureaucracies, Democrats who run the media, who have the White House and Congress right now, who are in total control, which is so funny that somebody mentioned to me the other day. It's like, you've got the media, you've got the White House, you've got the Senate, you've got the House of Representatives, and somehow the Democrats are the ones that are saying, we got to resist. #resist. What are you talking about? You control resist what? Isn't it funny how the Democrats have made it sound as if we're the ones that are pushing back. We've got to fight back because it's everybody against. What are you talking about? You have everything. You've got Hollywood. You got sports. You got the media. You've got the news networks. You've got the White House. You've got the House and the Senate. You have everything, and somehow you're like, we got to resist. We're in trouble. But stop it. We all see it. What you're doing. How could you be a Democrat and look at everything that's going on and think that this is exactly where I want to be? Seriously. All right. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with the top 5 audio clips of the day, and your calls next. Stay break, 92.5, Fox News, right all along. Right all along.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
One of the things with running is I want to enjoy the run, but I never made it very far because the arches on my feet just killed me. So when I got to the end of my rope and I said I have to do something to get rid of the pain, and a couple people recommended the Good Feet store to me. I loved how I could go in and get a free personalized arch support fitting. They put that time, that work, that effort into helping you find the right arch supports. And you can walk around this store with these in your shoes and try them out before you purchase them. So after I got my arch supports, the arches on my feet stopped hurting and the pain instantly, literally instantly went away. So if you have pain, go. Find a Good Feet store and go. And there is an answer. Find the simple solution that will get rid of your pain. I'm Rondi, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how Good Feet arch supports work for you before you buy with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Throughout the month of October, Jason and Todd at the Diamond District want to offer you 5 years interest-free financing on the largest selection of beautiful fashion diamond jewelry now at the Diamond District. Financing based on approved credit and available on the entire selection of fashionable diamond jewelry.
It's the Fall RV Show inside the air-conditioned Lee Civic Center. Prices slashed on every new and used motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer. The show is filled with RVs from top brands like Winnebago, Fleetwood, Thor, Integra, and more. Free admission and parking. See RV.fun for more information. Find your new RV when you shop the Fall RV Show inside the Lee Civic Center starting Thursday. The Fall RV Show is presented by La Mesa RV, 9650 Kelly Tractor Drive in Fort Myers.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
The right window can be the difference between minor damage to your home and catastrophe. Most windows and doors are not a match for hurricane winds and windborne debris. Harsh weather meet your match. CGI's Element Shield Impact Doors and Windows, available at Lowe's. The innovation and attention to excellence in CGI's Element Shield provides you with the comfort of knowing you have high-performing, impact-resistant windows that withstand nature's worst and also deters intruders and keeps loud noises out. CGI's Element Shield impact-resistant doors and windows come in a variety of sizes and designs, which you can customize to match the style of your home. The right window can help protect your loved ones. The right window can save you on your home insurance. The right window increases resale value to your home. For 24/7 protection for your home, invest in the right window. CGI's Element Shield Impact, available only at Lowe's. Visit CGI@Lowe's.com today. That's CGI@Lowe's.com.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I was just looking at this story. EA Sports is committed to taking action in maintaining a culture of inclusion and equity. Oh boy, here we go. What's that all about? Madden 22. Due to the circumstances of John Gruden's resignation, we are taking steps to remove him from Madden NFL 22. We'll replace him with a generic likeness via a title update in the coming weeks. So Madden games, the football, video games, the Madden football games, has a likeness of John Gruden because he was the coach of the Vegas Raiders, and now he's no longer the coach because of some remarks that came out via an email and some things that he said. And so now they're going to get rid of his likeness and take him off the game, even though the game's already out. And I guess the big question that people are asking is, hey, does that go for anybody else in the NFL, or is everybody else cool? I'm not diminishing anything that what John Gruden said or the attitude or anything like that. All we're asking is that, hey, does that work for everybody? Because I'm just wondering. It's certain players, they're okay, and the things that they do in their life, and maybe they're all right. But just people asking me, I don't know. Stuff. All right, top five audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35 coming up. Also, when it comes to supply chain issues, listen, it's all Biden's fault, and I can prove it.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
You don't get to be the league's all-time leading rusher without feeling some pain.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith knows joint pain, and he also knows the old treatments aren't the only treatments. Today, there's a natural alternative to drugs and surgery. It's biologic therapies from QC Kinetics.
I'm talking regenerative solutions that encourage your body to heal and repair itself.
Do you have pain in your hips, knees, shoulder, lower back? Want to get your life back? The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics can help.
Call to learn more about this exciting natural way to deal with chronic joint pain.
Don't put it off. Call QC Kinetics. Restorative, regenerative solutions with no downtime and lasting results.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love. There's a new natural solution that patients are raving about.
QC Kinetics.
Make the call to QC Kinetics. Tell them Emmitt Smith sent you.
Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
Marty.
What?
They've all gone mad.
Who?
Victory Lane Chevrolet.
Where?
On the corner of Fowler and Winkler.
How?
During Moonlight Madness, Victory Lane's paying overbook value for trades, giving crazy discounts on.
Hey, quickly. Just wanted to see who's watching on the stream right now, as it's just about 8:30. Just wanted to recognize you, say hi, and just wanted to see as I'm looking at the chat on the stream, just wanted to see who's out there. So if you're watching right now, if you're in front of your computer, if you're at work or you're wherever you are, maybe you're at home, just want to say hi, recognize you, and thank you for watching the stream. So if you're there right now, if you wouldn't mind just saying hi so I can see that you're still here and watching, as I'm seeing all the viewers that are watching right now. As we are in a break, and I've got to get going in just a second, but as I've got a minute or two, just wanted to say hi. So if you can hear me, the sound of my voice, I know I sound far away, and I don't know where the microphone is when I switch it over to the to the live mic in studio. All right, Florentina, hello, good morning. Good to see you here. Florentina's here. Pam is here. Hello. Ken Smiley is here. Hello, Ken. Rob Watkins. Good morning, Rob. Good to see you. I appreciate you watching. Again, if you just want to text in there, just put it into the chat so I know that you're watching. Just want to see who's here right now. Jane, good morning. And I'm keeping an eye on the clock, and I'm keeping an eye on this as well. So that's what I'm doing here. But again, I always appreciate everybody watching and subscribing to the channel and subscribing to the podcast. Thank you so much for doing that. You can continue to do that so you can listen at your convenience. We try to get those the podcasts up as quickly as possible. I think the first hour is up. I'm not sure if the second hour is up yet or not, but we will see. All right. Yeah, I got to go. I thought I could do this in time, but I can't because I got to get ready for the 5 at 8:35. So let's see. Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right. So Craig is here, and J Sharp 5, and I don't know, Geek Publican, and Robert out in the Estates is here, and Will Call Magic, and I'm starting to see all kinds of people starting to pop up. So, all right. So Brett Sargent, good morning. Thank you. Appreciate your kind comments. All right. We'll see y'all in just a little bit.
and booster combinations. Researchers say the results suggest that switching up Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna shots works just as well or better.
Fox's Sue Guzman. And initial claims for help for last week dropping to 293,000. That's the lowest since March 14, 2020 for jobless claims. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Happy Thursday morning, Southwest Florida. Still watching that crash on I-75 heading southbound near mile marker 130 around Daniels Parkway, just after that near the Old Hickory Country Club. I-75 southbound is congested, very backed up, pretty much all the way from State Road 82 till you pass the Old Hickory Country Club. So if you're headed that way, be sure to leave extra early. And speaking of delays, 41 heading southbound just past Bell Tower, seeing speeds as slow as 17 miles per hour. Significant delays and congestion as well over there. Also, Midpoint and Cape Coral Bridge is both backed up. Midpoint more so, though, so Cape Coral Bridge might be a better bet if you want to get there faster. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A couple days of record-tying heat ahead for your Thursday and Friday. Temperatures today pushing back to 92 degrees. And while we're trying to start out your Thursday, we will be looking at some isolated rain developing as we enter this afternoon and into early this evening as some moisture pushes from east to west across the area. Things wind down after about 9 p.m. tonight. We're left with another dry start as we enter your Friday morning. 73 waking up tomorrow, another high near 92 degrees with more isolated rain in the afternoon. The weekend ahead for Saturday looking mainly dry, still warm with the high of 91, but we could see a weak front pass through for Sunday, which will bring us a chance for more isolated rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page, come for the food, stay for the sports.
Want to work with the best pros in the HVAC industry? You just might be a match for our team. 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating is seeking trustworthy, friendly individuals who want a rewarding career helping people. With industry-leading salaries, benefits, and growth potential, we also provide ongoing training and professional development. Join our team. Call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time, or you don't pay your time. Always on time, or you don't pay your time.
An equal opportunity employer.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals, appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, here we go. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's along with the podcast. You can subscribe right there as well. Top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
Who do you think should be in control of education if not Virginia parents?
Vaccinated yet? That's the question I want to know.
Who do you think should be in control of education if not Virginia parents?
Governor, was it a mistake for schools to be closed last year? I'll build education. That's why Fox News has me leading. Glenn Youngkin will destroy Virginia's education system. All right, let's get at it, buddy.
Okay, let's get at it, buddy. There's McAuliffe, who's running for governor in the state of Virginia, Terry McAuliffe, who, when asked about if parents aren't the ones who are in charge of a child's education, and then who is exactly? And he's like, they're not wearing a mask, vaccinated, Fox News. I'm the education guy. Let's go. Yeah, that's how Democrats do it, right? It's like, let's go.
Number 4.
Everybody in the world needs to do this. What you have given me is the most profound experience I can imagine. I'm so filled with emotion about what just happened. It's extraordinary. I hope I never recover from this. I don't want to lose it. It's so much larger than me and life. And it hasn't got anything to do with the little green planet, the blue orb, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the enormity and the quickness and the suddenness of life and death. Oh my God. I am overwhelmed.
Well, there you go. William Shatner breaking down, speaking to Jeff Bezos as he gets out of the capsule there. What was that, the Blue Origin capsule? Returning from his trip out there into the space-ish. And just saying, it was 7 minutes that I was watching this little portion of him getting out of the capsule. And I have to tell you, it was fun to watch him try to describe the experience and to see and describe what he witnessed. It's so much different than you would see in movies and playing a part and then actually doing it and being there. And so an emotional William Shatner back on the planet.
Number 3.
Walgreens is set to close 5 stores in San Francisco due to rampant shoplifting and organized retail crime.
It's insane. Like Eddie,
well, it also makes me feel bad that things are so bad for people that this is happening. It's incredibly sad.
No, it's not incredibly sad. They're criminals.
Yes, it is.
No. This has been happening for some time.
But we also want to be open and charitable and mindful that folk are out here hurting, even as 90-year-old men are flying into space.
What are you talking about? This is what the media does, everybody. That is Mika Brzezinski, Joe Scarborough, and a guest. I'm not sure who the guest was, talking about the fact that Walgreens closed 5 locations in San Francisco. Why? Because they can't afford to stay open. Why? Because the laws in California dictate that theft of less than $950 in goods is a nonviolent misdemeanor. There's no penalty for it. You don't go after people for it. If there's $1,000 in stolen merchandise, you just take it. And what ends up happening is the stores can't stay open, so they've shut them down. Mika Brzezinski's like, it's so sad that it's about the economy. And even Joe Scarborough, in a moment of clarity, says, no, it's not. It's not about the economy. They're stealing. It's about theft. Why would you lie about that? How could you do? Well, because it's the media. That's what they do.
Number 2.
Does it bother you that the news network you work for out and out lied, just outright lied about me taking horse dewormer?
They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
You didn't ask? You didn't think that was you're the medical guy over there.
I didn't ask. I should have asked before coming on your podcast.
But they did it with such glee.
They did it with such glee. That is Joe Rogan on his podcast, questioning CNN chief medical correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Does it bother you, the network? You lied about the fact that I was taking a horse dewormer. I took ivermectin. It was prescribed when I got the vid. I took monoclonal antibodies. I'm fine now. Why did you guys lie? Well, they shouldn't have done that. Well, didn't you say anything? Why didn't you say anything? I don't know. You didn't even bother to ask. They do it with such glee. And Sanjay Gupta's like, hey, is there anybody else who wants to do a podcast with me?
Number 1.
I'm joined by the executive director of the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach, Gene Soroka, and Mario Cordono. I apologize, Mario.
Yeah, another day, another Biden little presser, and of course, no questions from the press, and messing up somebody's name. I mean, and it's another day.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
That's the way it started out. It didn't get much better after that. Just remember when Joe Biden comes out and starts talking about, the supply chain issues and what's going on here, and I've got to explain it to you. It's everybody else's fault.
We need to invest in making more of our products right here in the United States. Never again should our country and our economy be unable to make critical products we need because we don't have access to materials to make that product.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing about that? You're not doing anything. You're not even allowing for the marketplace to continue to pull oil out of the ground, rigs that are being shut down. There have been hundreds of rigs that have been shut down. The production of gas in this country, gasoline refineries shut down. There are many of them that are not running right now because of Joe Biden's policies. He's doing this. Stop making it sound like it's everybody else's fault. Just like with Jen Psaki. You got to circle back, right?
I'll circle back.
We need the music. Come on.
I hate to disappoint you, but I will have to circle back with you on that as well. Circle back. Circle back.
Yeah, I always like that. Anyway, Jen Psaki, who is trying to gaslight everybody into saying, but listen, everything is fine. There's nothing wrong. Everything is good. When it comes to gas prices, why don't you stop doing this? Gas is not on the rise across the country.
For a range of issues, and we should talk about those, that the American people are, of course, impacted by rising prices of gas in some parts of the country, not all.
Really? Can you find a part of the country where it's not impacting people right now? It's up in all 50 states. It's up a lot. As a matter of fact, they're talking about 50% increases in home heating fuel over the wintertime. And propane and other fuels, natural gas and the like. Can you imagine what this winter is going to be like up north for people? 50% increase in prices? But no, it's not happening everywhere. That's not going on. This was a great explanation here, talking about inflation and questions about that. Listen to this here.
Meat producers who have a dominance over the market, and the fact that a lot of these issues are not as simple as a one-sentence explanation, and that different industries have different issues in the supply chains, different issues that are causing some increases in prices, and also because we all understand the American people are not looking at cost-to-cost comparisons from this year to 2 years ago.
They're not? You're not looking at the cost differences comparing this year to 2 years ago? Here in Southwest Florida, you're sitting around, you're going to your favorite place to shop, wherever that might be, and you're not looking at the prices are going. I seem to remember that. Not only do I seem to remember the prices being a lot less, but I also remember that they used to be on the shelf, that they're actually on the shelf and stocked, and now they're not. Look, Joe Biden, Thank Joe Biden for the supply chain issue. Red State had the story. Seton Motley had the story. We're running out of food thanks to Joe Biden. Why? It's simple. Every aspect of the supply chain is under attack. This is all orchestrated by this administration. How dare you say that? No, well, there's a lot that goes on with this supply chain. Oil and gas. Every aspect of getting it, extraction, processing, delivery. Like I just said, the shutting down of oil refineries and getting the oil from out of the ground being shut down, the pipelines being shut down. That's the Biden effect. Lots of people getting ready to work, getting out there that everything could be delivered because people are working. They're paying people to do nothing. They're competing against the free market. Why would you get paid to do something when you can get paid to do nothing? And that's what this administration is doing. Lots of people who are willing to work, but they don't want to subject themselves to experimental, highly problematic, and ineffectual vaccines for a virus with a 99+% survival rate. Joe Biden's government is forcing them out of work by the millions. A massive semiconductor chip shortage. All of this is because of this administration. And I'm just saying, I said this earlier and I'll say it again. Man, it does feel like it's coordinated for a reason. I mean, just imagine. Let's play a little game here, and just imagine. Imagine a place where puppies run free and dogs and cats are just getting along. It's a beautiful place, a land where there are no borders, and anybody can come into the country as they please. And as a matter of fact, they might get even work permits as they come in by the hundreds of thousands, and more on the way. And just imagine if you were, I don't know, I'm going to pick a party at random. Democrats, who, because your party is full-on Marxist, I know that's so hyperbolic. I can't believe every time I hear that, my skin crawls because it's such a lie. Really, prove it. Let's just say this Democrat Party would love nothing more than to fundamentally destroy the economic system of this country because they don't feel it's fair. I don't know, let me think of a reason why they would say that. I don't know, because it's racist. Let's just pull that one out of a hat. Let's just make believe that this party and the progressives, the Marxists that run it, they think that the country is founded on racism and it needs to be fundamentally torn down and built back up in a different image that is not free market capitalism. I'm just pulling this out of a hat, everybody. This is just pretend, okay? And then let's just say that you come up with, I don't know, Green New Deals and climate change propaganda and the spending of trillions of dollars. And you want all of this to take place because you really are out to destroy this country because, quite honestly, you're not really fond of it. You especially if you think it's racist and built by racists. By the way, there's a story about the trillions of dollars when it comes to this crusade against climate change. Did you know that hidden in the $3.5 trillion Build Back Better plan, there's $150 trillion of agenda there to go after climate change? Yeah, they don't tell you about that, the amount per year that will be spent. They kind of sneak some of this in ways that obviously don't spell out to 150 trillion because there's no way you can even fathom that number. But I'm going to talk about that more in detail tomorrow. Wait till you hear that story. And so let's just say in order to get everybody on board, because if anybody knew that this was happening, nobody would be on board because we kind of like this country. As a matter of fact, we have relatives who fought and died for this country, for the freedoms and the liberties that we enjoy, for the constitutional republic that we are, the order that we enjoy. The fact that there are more people that are now registering in the state of Florida as Republicans because they came from countries that were socialist and communist, and they don't want that here. And when they see a party that is pushing that, they go to the other party because they realize that that's the party that has the opportunity to save the day because they don't want to be communists. They don't want to be Marxists. By the way, that's true. That actually is happening here in the state of Florida. Another story we'll get to tomorrow. So let's say you want all of this in this imaginary land to happen and you're trying to figure out how to make it happen. That's the key. You have to make it happen. You've got to force people. You almost have to mandate people to do things because they won't do it and take away their freedoms and liberty that they enjoy in this country, unlike any other country, on their own. So wouldn't it be prudent for them, under this guise, this way of thinking, to make it as difficult on you as possible, your life, to make every single aspect of your life hard by design? Prices going up, they don't have to, but we'll make them. Inflation through the roof. Wasn't that way in 2019. Wasn't really even that way in 2020, but it was getting to be to the point where inflation was going to go through the roof, but we could stop it. But no. We'll fuel it, keep it going. As a matter of fact, spending trillions of dollars certainly is going to fuel it. Stopping people from going to work, that's going to fuel inflation as well. And that's going to really put some hurt on people because we'll pay them to not work. And then people are trying to produce things and they can't produce enough. And then when you have less of something, it becomes more expensive. And then when you have more dollars that are out there in the marketplace because of the printing press, and it takes more dollars to get that super expensive item, it becomes super, super expensive. Boy, I don't have the money to do that. Borders, who needs borders? Let everybody come in as much as they want. That would be the way to put the hurt on people, to almost say, uncle, I'm out. I'm tapping out. What do I need to do? Here you go. Just sign this piece of paper. All you got to do is build back better. You just need to convince your legislature in the House and Senate. You need to get with your senator and your a House member and just get them to just sign off on this thing. We're going to build back better. All that pain's going to go away. We're here to help. And once that's put to paper, the plan has succeeded. You think you're saved, but you're not. I know it's imaginary and it's off the top of my head, and but boy, that would really stink, wouldn't it? If that movie all of a sudden became reality, like a 1984 movie. Like, wouldn't it be funny if a book or a movie like a 1984 would actually come true? I mean, it would never happen because nobody would ever let that take place. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. All right, listen, we're going to see you tomorrow. Boy, there's lots of stories to get to. Again, we're going to get to that $150 trillion worth of climate change. What is that story? You're not even going to believe it when we talk about that tomorrow. Also about Republicans here in the state of Florida and what is happening. And there's a reason why there is a growth in one single party here in the state. And who's fueling that growth? And boy, it is really upsetting some on the Democrat side. So we'll get to all of that tomorrow. Glenn Beck is next. Have a great day. We will see you tomorrow. Find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up for today with Wink News Meteorologist